What black community? It's a black environment with black women and black children in it.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy!
What exactly did black people ever do?
What did we do for white people to hate us so much?
Like, I'm genuinely asking, what did we ever do to deserve anti-blackness in every single community?
Yes, I own
How dare you say that we are not interested in families in the black community?
Where mother at? Where this little girl mother at? Where they role models at? Where's the adults? That's the question we all trying to figure out.
Yes, I own
Hit that like button for me, y'all. Mike check. How we feeling out there this morning, this afternoon? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to all the early birds. Of course, the lovely Miss Cantrell. Appreciate you in there. Dolomite in the building. GD. My man Daniel, what's good? XLP, what's going on, y'all? Hit that like button for me. A little bit of station information. Share some news with you guys. Obviously, you probably know the second channel is down. It will not be coming back. Honestly, I'm not even gonna fight to try to get it back because I think I understand what happened, and I'm just gonna take it on the chin. I think I might have birthed an entirely new racial slur. You know, the indigenous niggas. I made a whole new slur. I'm gonna try not to say it again, but I think I created a whole new racial slur as far as the algorithm is concerned, and then I said it like 100,000 times. They don't really like that kind of thing, but c'est la vie. Such is life. Live and you learn. They can't even be racist anymore. I thought this was America, people. Oh well. We're gonna bring the church back. I have decided to rebuild the church brick by brick, one fan at a time, on the long road to monetization again. Because I don't want to do too much on this particular channel. Put a lot of work into this channel too. But now that we got this channel up and monetized, I can keep it at a simmering boil. And I'm going to get something else running. And I'm going to need you guys' help. I'm going to need you guys' help. We are going to bring the church back, y'all, brick by brick. We are going to bring this church back. Give me a couple of days to set up a new thing and all that. Maybe work out some new graphics. You know the whole deal. But we can't let the spirit just die. The spirit doesn't just die. Ooh, we gonna build this church on your booty, Miss Cantrell. Look at that. Look at that. Shout out to Miss Cantrell with the 1999. The spirit of the church is never dead, y'all.
Get it again. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. I come in the name of Jesus. Repeat it after me, bitch. I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry. You not like Hulk angry. Hulk no like fighting girls. Thank you so much for your support, Ms. Cantrell. Been here for a long time. Much appreciated. Much, much appreciated. Now we're going to get to today's events. Chicago fatigue, you guys. Black fatigue was enough, you know. Everybody's already familiar with the black fatigue concept, you know. Pearl just kicked the hornet's nest again the other night. Not only did she say black women love thugs, but you niggas, you just can't get right. Shout out to Just Pearly Things.
I mean, I've interviewed 1,000 people. A good chunk of them did, procreate and date men with felonies. That's not uncommon. So,
Okay,
especially in the Black community, if we're going to be honest.
What is going on in the Black community? Good morning, Bunny. I was just telling the gang, we are going to bring the church back. We are going to reestablish the church. We have to consecrate new ground, but we're bringing it back, Bunny. You just sit tight. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for being here. Now, what is going on with Chicago? Apparently, the Blacks are kind of having a moment. The Black Chicago is having a moment right now. Hey, Mr. O, my apologies in advance to all the Chicagoans out there, all the Chicagolanders. It is what it is, man. Chicago got some shit going on, and we just got to talk about it, y'all.
Take control. Take control of your city.
So we know that the intentional attacks that are coming from the Trump administration and the extreme right in this country has very much been what I call it's an attempt to relitigate the Civil War. Right? They have not accepted the results that the North actually won, right? Because if you look at all of the attacks, it's not just Black cities. He's going after education, housing, transportation, good paying jobs, and healthcare. Those are literally the 5 demands of descendants of slaves post-Civil War. So it's evident that they are not, committed to actually realizing the full dream of what this country can offer. So we know that the intentional attacks.
So Trump is trying to fix Chicago. And Mayor Brandon Johnson, genius guy he is, he thinks it's just like the Civil War. Trump is trying to relitigate the Civil War again.
That are coming from the Trump administration and the extreme right in this country has very much been what I call it's an attempt to relitigate the Civil War. Right? They have not accepted the results that the North actually won, right? Because if you look at all of the attacks, it's not just Black cities. He's going after education, housing, transportation, good paying jobs, and healthcare. Those are literally the 5 demands of descendants of slaves post-Civil War. So it's evident that they are not, committed to actually realizing the full dream of what this country can offer.
We've been following this all night. 2 shootings just hours after the Christmas tree lighting, steps away as well from the Christkindl Market right here downtown. One of those mass shootings leaving 7 teenagers in the hospital. Just blocks away from that, a man died. Let's get right to our Saul Rezai at State and Randolph for the very latest on the.
You can't even light a Christmas tree without the YNs getting cultural. They just wanted to add a little culture to the Christmas tree lighting. That's all that is. This is just cultural behavior.
Investigations.
Yeah, Suzanne, one of those shootings happened just steps away from the Chicago theater here. The scene has been cleared here this morning, but we know new details from Chicago police this morning tell us 7 people were shot here near the Chicago theater. A separate scene near Adams and Dearborn had 2 other people that were shot. The person at that scene, we learned, has died. Witnesses tell us the victims seemed all to be very young, in their teenage years. Police confirming this morning the youngest victim is only 13 years old. Suzanne, you mentioned these shootings happened just steps away from multiple big holiday attractions happening here in the Loop. We'll get to that video. Chicago police saying they saw a large group of people on the sidewalk. You'll see this scene video as aftermath. Dozens of Chicago police officers And first responders on the scenes here downtown. The victims between 13 and 17 years old. In total, 7 people shot here at State and Randolph, all said to be in good condition, thankfully. 1 person in fair condition. 2 more people shot, as I mentioned, at Adams and Dearborn at a different scene. The injuries of those victims are more serious. Police confirming this morning they found 2 other people shot at Adams and Dearborn. 1 man had gunshot wounds throughout his body and was pronounced dead at the hospital. The second victim, an 18-year-old man, was shot in the leg and is in serious condition at last check.
Now, a lot of the people that I've had debates and arguments with, they would have you believe that white people are just as violent. You know, the white neighborhoods, they have the same type of crime problem. I don't know if you can keep this up any longer, y'all. The white people do it too thing is going to fade away pretty quickly, I'm telling you.
And Brian Hopkins, who's of course one of the downtown aldermen, and this is the alderman speaking here, so that's who we're attributing this to. He has posted a tweet or on X, 300 juveniles, he says, noting rioting in the Loop now. At least 5 victims have been shot, 1 critical with life-threatening gunshot wound to the torso. Multiple police officers attacked and injured with mace and stun guns. At least 1 police officer has been hospitalized. That's according to downtown Alderman Brian Hopkins, who has been very vocal, Robin, Cheryl, and Trey, about the need to have new rules of engagement for the Chicago police in terms of how they can deal with youth and how they can deal with large gatherings of youth that happen.
Should the police be allowed to beat the youth with billy clubs like back in the days? Because here's the problem with these type of events, and it's not even about the individual event per se. It's about an air of lawlessness and permissiveness in a neighborhood, in a population. And the only way to really combat that kind of energy is with a violent energy and opposition. Heads have to be cracked open. Somebody has to be made an example of publicly and without remorse. There can be no official outcry, no remorse, no feelings of maybe we went too far. You should go intentionally too far. That's how you kind of stop this thing. You take 1 or 2 people and you go way too far with them. And then you say, look at what I did.
As Cheryl, as you say, when the weather gets nice, and it became quite a political story, not just a few months ago. Brian Hopkins, one of the big advocates for allowing the police to have much more flexible rules, ability to declare a riot, declare an unpeaceful situation, and to clear people out. So these numbers that he's talking about are a lot bigger than we had heard earlier before. He's saying 5 people injured, shot, I should say, at least 1 with life-threatening wounds.
And there was always that conversation about the curfew between the mayor and the superintendent and the alderman, and that discussion was a constant discussion, and I'm sure this will become a very much needed topic once again. If he says he saw or he's getting information that 300 young people, and at 9:45 tonight, and I went to Rob's office, I went out into the newsroom and I said, you guys, something is happening downtown, not sure if it's a teen takeover, and everybody started researching on their phone to see if they had any information, if there was some kind of meetup, because it started to get violent. And then 5 minutes later, that's when the gunshots were fired.
And we saw these teen takeovers over the summer. They dissipated over the fall. Now we want to play an audio clip. None of us have heard this. Ravi, Cheryl, and me have been here with breaking news coverage, but I'm told this is the moment the gunshots rang out. Let's watch and listen.
On the 3rd floor, and his office and the sports department is right next to
Did you see that?
Building in the sports department
See the old people trying to scurry out the way?
on the third floor.
Reminds me of my grandma.
Or in his office, and the sports department is right next to the L tracks. He said he turned at about 9:52. He looked at his producer, Mike Johnson, and said, those, I think, were gunshots.
So it sounded like 4 there,
Mhm.
three in a row, and then
Yeah.
one more. And that distinctive sound. I mean,
Mhm.
we
Ro-
have cars come down here, spin out in front of the Chicago Theater, horse around, get
Right.
moved by police.
Doing
These
donuts
yeah,
and-
doing these.
Yeah.
That sound right there that we just
Right.
different.
And
Rob,
there
we
were
looked at each
fireworks
other.
tonight at the Holiday Lights tree lighting ceremony. There were fireworks,
That
so
was
some
not
people
fireworks.
could have.
Yeah.
Right.
We knew it was a very
That was not fireworks, huh? I wonder how long it's going to take before the news runs out of clever euphemisms for the constant black criminality that plagues most of American inner cities. Like, even on the West Coast, like, you would think there would be a bunch of Hispanic kids getting caught up in stuff, but no, it'd be a bunch of black kids too. It's like, anytime there's a huge criminal event, it's almost always some type of black folk. Unless there's like one of these crazy, weird, glowing mass shooting events, it's like a bunch of black kids running around. And then the news is always like, lady assaulted by angry passenger on the train, you know. Woman violently accosted by neighborhood joggers. They keep coming up with all of these euphemisms. Irate customer terrorizes locals 7-Eleven. Like, they just keep coming up with all of these different words to hide the basic truth, man. There is something culturally broken in Das Community.
distinct sound, and Rob just kept saying that there
Rob,
is a difference.
We just looked at each other, right? We're just
Mhm.
right outside of our offices, which are very close to each other here on the third floor where I am, and it was obvious, and it was absolutely chilling. And you know, we cover all these kinds of things all around the city all the time in different neighborhoods, different communities, and so on. But when it actually is happening in real time, you get an entirely different feeling about just literally how lethal the moment possibly could be. So that was quite a moment. And
It's disappointing.
It
It's
is
disappointing. We all love this city. This is home for us. And
It's disappointing. It's disappointing. We all love this city. But there's just this one element. There is a certain element. We're not allowed to describe it too accurately. We're not allowed to use any language that lets you know exactly who and what we're talking about. But there is just this element that even makes Christmas hard to have. Like, we can't even light a Christmas tree because of, can I say those people?
and we love the people here, and it stings. It
And
sucks.
We were also excited to start a newscast on a Friday
Oh, it
night
was
with
right.
joy and uplifting happiness and celebrations and festive holiday feel. And then that quickly turned, our producers turned this around so quickly with the help of the team upstairs, gathering this video from one of our.
Did the YNs ruin Chicago Christmas already? It's not even December yet. Did the YNs ruin Chicago Christmas already?
Give me the money. Give me the money for all that I would do. Give me the money.
Take control. Take control of your city.
What exactly did black people ever do?
What did we do for white people to hate us so much?
Like, I'm genuinely asking, what did we ever do to deserve anti-blackness in every single community?
You know, on days like this, my mind kind of wanders a bit. You know, I don't just think about, you know, what's happening here in Chicago. I think about what's happening in that little tiny white town in Alabama. Is it Alabama? Where all those allegedly racist white people, they said, you know what? We're just going to chuck it all away and move up to a little mountain village full of peaceful, religious type, God-fearing, law-abiding white folks such as ourselves, we're just going to chuck it all away and move away into a small white hobbit community for a more peaceful life. I wonder what's going on in that little small all-white mountain town. I wonder what their Christmas tree ceremony was like. I wonder if they were plagued by any YNs. I wonder if there were any random angry drivers plowing through their Christmas celebrations. I wonder what's going on in that all-white hobbit community up there in the Alabama mountains. Yeah, we're gonna call them hobbits. We got to make it funny somehow. God damn it! I mean, really, think about it. Is there anything more peaceful sounding than a little hobbit village? That's what they want to create. They just want a little hobbit village for themselves. I wouldn't mind a home dug into the side of a hill with a nice little round doorway thing. I wouldn't mind that. I would like a hobbit village, technically. But I'm going to wait until the Netflix version when they bring black people into the Hobbit. You got to give it a few years. You got to wait a little while. Eventually, black folk will have our own Hobbit community. Let the white people pioneer it first. Let them work out all the kinks and shit.
Assignment editors. And, you know, it's heartbreaking to see the couple just trying to figure out where can they go to be safe.
Yeah. And then you see the brave men and women, our first responders. They're not messing around. They're going toward the sound of the gunfire. Trey, I know you've been on the phone with us. Thanks for being with us. We're glad that you guys are safe. And what you saw as you kind of told us your firsthand account. Any final words? We got about 2 minutes before we get off the air here.
Yeah, I would like to add that there were security measures taken at the tree lighting ceremony, too. There were metal detectors, a different feeling that's now emboldened into this now chaos. A lot of people were out there for the first time. We were speaking to Chicagoans who just really wanted to have a good Friday night. And obviously, it's turned over.
Yeah, Trey Ward joining us on the phone. Excellent reporting tonight. So we'll find out tomorrow, Cheryl, obviously an update on the investigation, but also what are the new measures going to be to keep everyone safe for the Lights Festival?
Right. That kicks off at 6 o'clock, but road closures. There's a breakfast tomorrow morning. Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse are scheduled to be live on Good Morning America at 6:30 right here from.
Could you imagine? Oh, Mickey, I'm not going out on stage in Chicago. Well, come on, Minnie. They gave us a lot of money. Minnie is not trying to go. Oh my God. Mickey and Minnie are backstage somewhere in Chicago, terrified. They don't want to come out. She's like, Mickey, why do you keep making me come to this goddamn city? Oh my God. Why would you niggas act up when Mickey and Minnie are coming to town? These niggas got no culture, no nothing, bro. Like how you gonna do this type of thing when Mickey and Minnie are coming to town? Jesus Christ. If your city isn't safe enough for Mickey Mouse, bro, could you imagine it's happening in Disneyland? This type of shit don't happen in Disneyland. You know, I'm pretty sure they have metal detectors at Disneyland too. They don't let you notice it, but there's a metal detector in there. You know, I was thinking about something too. This total like not a non sequitur, but just a straight thought. You know, I have straight thoughts from time to time. Forgive me. When I was a kid, I remember there was a story about this kid who went to Singapore of all places. This is the first time I ever really heard anything about Singapore as a country. And I remember I was probably like in I don't know, 8th grade, 7th grade, something like that. And this kid, he goes to Singapore and he steals a street sign. You know how like you just get the right tools, you can unscrew a street sign or whatever, take it home with you. You know, people do that in America occasionally. And well, this kid in Singapore, he did that. And Singapore is not like America. Van Hannah, you remember this, don't you? Gen X remembers this. The kid in Singapore, not only did he get caned, he got caned in public. And they do this thing where they tie you up to something like a ladder. They sort of bend you over into this little device where you just, you can't move, you can't dodge, you can't shake, rattle, and roll. You can't do any of the defensive maneuvers that you used to do when your mom was trying to spank you, right? None of that stuff. None of the beating techniques were available. He just had to eat it, And not only that, but they pulled his pants down, so it was like naked skin contact, right? And I forget the exact amount, but they gave him a number of lashes, right? That's how they punish you. They give you a number of lashes, and they gave him lashes. And as a kid, I thought that was insane. I was like, what kind of third world barbarism? I can't believe these people would do that. Why didn't we nuke them back in the war when we were dropping bombs on the Asian people? Like, what's going on here? I think you missed one. Like, I was just looking at it like unbelievable. I couldn't believe what I was watching, right? Well, not watching, but like, I just couldn't believe what happened. And now as an adult, I gotta tell you, it doesn't even sound that bad anymore. As an adult, I'm like, you know what? Maybe we should start flogging some of these kids. Some of the YNs need to be flogged. I don't even think we got to punish them because, like jail time is it's an expensive punishment. Because if you think about jail is something like the hotel industry, but with a lot more security. So it's a lot more expensive. All of the money that they would have spent on amenities and comfort, jail spends on security. And it costs a lot more, right? So now that I'm thinking about it, should we flog YNs as a solution to the YN problem? We could give them minimum jail time, a standard 6-month healing prison sentence, right? Because you're gonna get flogged. You get caught with a weapon. You get convicted of a homicide or some type of egregious violent crime. You will get flogged, and a minimum 6 months on top of whatever the actual punishment is, right? We're going to send you into your prison sentence with a flogging. Everybody in there going to be limping, bro. Everybody in there going to be in the same recovery program. It's just going to be a matter of degrees. Some of y'all might get 10. Some of y'all might get 30. Who knows? But I think that might help the YN problem. We should flog YNs, y'all. All right, it's just a thought. I'm just throwing that out there. Totally spitballing. If you have a better solution, I'm all ears, brother.
Our studios are maybe down on the parade route.
It's going to change,
so
right?
Is that going to happen? That was scheduled to kick off because Santa is coming to town and all of these festivities, marching bands, young people have worked all year to participate in this Festival of Lights parade.
It almost certainly is going to go on. So, whoever did this, you're not going to stop this city from continuing to start this holiday celebration because of some meaningless decision by you. 2 people confirmed shot downtown State Street, right outside our studio, where Walgreens is, and also the theater. Robbie, thanks for your coverage up there. You had a lot of new information for us while we were gathering this all together.
And just I want to remind folks that most of the video that we've been showing here tonight was shot by our folks here, right out those windows. That's what we see.
Great.
coming down, not becoming comfortable or becoming now uncomfortable coming downtown? Because my feel is that people have kind of gotten comfortable again coming downtown. They were worried about some of these team takeovers. What are your concerns, and what are you putting in place to try to address any potential issues that may occur tonight?
Yeah. Well, whether it's our lights festival or tree lighting or any other event, we're always preparing to ensure that we protect people. And, you know, I was at the tree lighting last night. It was an incredible event, a joyous event. And it is, quite frankly, frustrating and quite upsetting when this type of violence takes place, because it does engender and evoke fear. So we will have a strong police presence.
Fear of what? Fear of whom? Exactly who and what is it people would be afraid of coming to Chicago? On a Christmas tree lighting, no less. That's the worst thing about it. Like, imagine getting dressed up to go out and bask in the light of the public Christmas tree that most big cities light up. We're all full of Christmas cheer. Your mama probably baking cookies as you were making your way out the door, and you stopped before you walked out the door, and you turned around and said, you know what? I need my switch, goddammit. I'm not going to this Christmas tree lighting without my 9mm Glock switch. I can't do it. There's no way I'm going to go up to a Christmas tree lighting and I'm not strapped. How you going to go light a Christmas tree and you're not strapped? This Chicago, nigga.
You know, we'll have stronger control over how traffic flows, because there was so much energy downtown. It made it difficult for our police officers to move around, right? And so we'll make those adjustments with more officers in place that have far more nimbleness to get around the traffic, because again, that was one of the challenges as these gatherings took place, and as they begin to metastasize, it was very difficult for law enforcement to move. So we'll make that adjustment. There'll be community violence intervention workers there as well. And I want to continue to compel all adults who have responsibility for children. You have to know where they are. Because,
and you know, we're gonna get to this whole thing about the children in a minute, because we have to talk about the black mom thing. You know, the mom who was attacked by the youngest of YNs. They were the double YNs, man. It wasn't even like teenagers, you know, on the cusp of adulthood. This is like middle school kids, right? These are the double YNs, man, the young ninjas. What do you do about a problem that is, I don't know, so delicate, right? Because the youth are delicate. They're children. They're kids. They're fragile, innocent teenagers. But they have guns, and the police should be allowed to punch them right in the chest. I don't know another way to kind of meet that type of problem. Right square in the chest, like right in that bone that connects your two rib cages together. Just pow, right there.
These handful of bad actors have caused disruption for a city that clearly has rebounded. Right. We have more activity downtown. We have more activity throughout our communities, because our communities have been becoming safer. And this is a setback. It's something that, of course, that I am absolutely frustrated, and quite frankly, I'm angry about how this incident has caused the type of disruption and fear. But we have put some additional measures in place to ensure that people can enjoy the.
Do you think this would have happened if Trump had been allowed to bring his National Guard to Chicago? Because remember, they were all resisting the National Guard. Trump had to just beef it up with a lot of ICE agents or whatever. He couldn't bring in the National Guard proper. Do you think this would have happened if you had allowed Trump to bring in this National Guard? It's just a thought. Just a thought.
The lights coming alive downtown as we transition into the holiday season.
Do you know if the shooting on Dearborn and the shooting on State, were they related? Were they both part of the team?
So at this point, our police department, is investigating. We don't necessarily have evidence to suggest that. What we do know is that both of these incidents have created a great deal of fear in our city, and I understand that as a father, as a husband, that there are so many families that are coming back to the city of Chicago to hang out, looking forward to the holiday season. So we're clearly in the midst of investigation. We're going to get to the bottom of it. There were 18 arrests that were made last night. Our police officers, our first responders did a really solid job showing up as quickly as they possibly could. But I just want the people of Chicago to know that our police department, my administration, we're going to continue to go through this investigation process, and the people who need to be held accountable, we're going to work hard to make sure that that actually becomes the reality, because we don't want any setbacks as it relates to the progress that we're making as a city. Thank you all very much.
Mayor, one more question. There's been a lot of talk from the feds about crime in Chicago, particularly over the last week after the alleged arson attack on the Little Mine. It seems likely that they may see this news and they may start Chicago back in the national spotlight as they did earlier this week.
Well, we're always in the national spotlight. It was also the federal government that took claim for the progress that we're making, right? So, of course, they're going to continue to try to take credit for our positive work. Here's the bottom line, that our law enforcement has done.
Oh, sorry. I was all muted up. No, I was, I don't think I have enough time to really cover this whole story and cram it into today's show. But yeah, a dude did get lit on fire. I mean, a person, I think it was a woman that got lit on fire on the train in Chicago by some, I don't know, some crazy homeless black dude or whatever. And the whole city of Chicago was just like, that was crazy, right? People get lit on fire every day, B. Chicago, man. Like, they just totally nonchalant about it. It's weird. It's really crazy.
Solid job working with all of our partners to bring violence down the city of Chicago. We'll make the adjustments as we continue to build the safest, most affordable big city in America. Thank you.
Cool. And then there was one more thing about some police officers who were hospitalized last night. Or not?
CBS News Chicago.
Good evening. I'm Joe Donlin, live in the CBS News Chicago Broadcast Center. Want to update you on what has been a chaotic evening in the Loop. 2 shootings, one at the signature location of downtown, that is State and Randolph, right at the Chicago Theater. At least 6 people have been shot. One of them was a mass shooting. Shortly after that shooting, there was another shooting nearby at Adams and Dearborn. Let's get right to our Charlie DeMar. He is live at the scene of that first shooting, State and Randolph. Charlie, what is the latest?
Yeah, Joe, you mentioned it. We are in the backdrop of the Chicago Theater right behind me. The scene has quieted down since we last checked in throughout the 10 o'clock hour, but this was the first shooting here. A CPD spokesperson tells me at least 6 people were shot between at least 2 different shooting scenes. We saw at least 4 people being treated by first responders here at Randolph and State, loaded into ambulances and taken away from here. While we were out here, there was another shooting scene that happened just blocks from where we are now. Alderman Brian Hopkins tweeted out just a few moments ago. He says that one of these victims, that there's at least one person with critical injuries with life-threatening gunshot wound to the torso. Multiple police officers attacked tonight and injured, maced, attacked with stun guns, and at least one police officer has been hospitalized tonight. Again, we saw just victim after victim here. We saw at least 4 from this scene a Chicago police spokesperson confirming to us at least 6 people. He said to me, 6 people and counting, as this is still a very chaotic scene right in the Loop. There were thousands of people here tonight between the tree lighting, the Christkindl Market. This was the start of the holiday season. We are on State Street. You can see the trumpets on Macy's. You got the windows here. This is iconic Chicago in the holidays, marred, overshadowed, unfortunately, by this mass shooting in the Loop tonight. Chicago police, they are obviously still out here, still trying to gather details. From looking at the victims who were loaded into these ambulances, these are young people. These were teenagers. We have seen Chicago police officers after the shooting telling some of these young kids who are still down here to go home. The night is over. There is no reason for them to be here unaccompanied. Joe, that's what we've gathered so far. And of course, still a lot more to come tonight.
Charlie, a couple of points here for our viewers who are watching this. This afternoon, you and I had talked about the possibility of a lot of chatter online that there might be some of these sort of teen takeovers, if you will, tonight. When we hear these and there's this much chatter about it, typically they don't happen. But tonight, there was concern, at least even at the tree lighting earlier tonight. City officials were aware of this online chatter. Is there any indication that what's happened tonight led from what we all thought might be a possibility tonight?
Yeah, over the years, these teen takeovers have been an issue, have been a focal point for Chicago police. Social media was filled with young teenagers saying they were planning on coming down to Millennium Park. So if I know it, if we know it, if the media knows it, that kids are planning on it, certainly Chicago police investigators who spend a lot of time on social media, they were aware of it and presumably prepared for a large influx of young people. But just walking downtown, you could tell, there were a lot of.
What do they mean by prepared for a large influx of young people? What does that mean? Did you have like snipers on the roof? Did you have SWAT teams standing by? What exactly were the preparations? I don't understand what they mean when they say things like that.
People here, a lot of young people here, unaccompanied teens, people who looked under the age of 18, without adults, without supervision. And yes, usually when they are telegraphed, when there is a lot of chatter, then police will ramp up their patrols. They'll be vocal about it before it happens. And a lot of times that does deter something from happening. Those teen takeovers won't happen. A lot of times these events happen out of the blue, that no one is prepared. We've seen usually when it goes from winter to the warmer months that Chicago police, for a lack of a better word, they've been questioned or criticized for being caught flat-footed when there are a large influx. But that wasn't tonight. There was a huge show of force here downtown tonight. Chicago police were prepared for people, for families, and for the possibility of young people downtown. This is not something new. This is not something novel just this year for the tree lighting. We have asked the mayor this before. We've asked Superintendent Snelling and other superintendents of the Chicago Police Department what plans are ahead of large gatherings like this when there has been instances of, unfortunately, violence or large groups of young people who make it, unfortunately, unsafe for the majority of the people who came here to have a good night with their families.
It feels like saying groups of young people is dangerously close to calling it YNs. Groups of young ninjas, right? Groups of young ninjas making it unsafe for everyone else who just wants to watch the Christmas tree lighting. Like, we're this close. We're almost there.
To see the tree Millennium Park, to go get some mulled wine, some candied nuts at Christkindl Market, look at the windows, enjoy Christmas. Unfortunately, the Loop is covered in crime scene tape. It really is hard to see, hard to fathom that just the juxtaposition.
It's like the Grinch stole Christmas just now, man. Oh my God. Yeah, we're going to use that. That's going to be another euphemism for young, angry black people. Instead of calling them niggas, we're going to call them Grinches. Only until December 31st, right? No. Yeah, until the new year. For the holiday season, we have to call them Grinches, right? Because It is as if the Grinches are attempting to steal Christmas right now. And look at this white guy doing the news. He feels like hurt. It's like, these damn Grinches. Can I just have a Christmas? Can I have Christmas? Like, do the Grinches have to take everything from me? Grinches are out here trying to steal Christmas, y'all.
Of the joy of the holiday with flashing police lights, crime scene tape right here in the Loop.
Yeah, it really has been a festive and enjoyable evening up until this point. But Charlie, I have to say that it was bubbling up even earlier when I left the tree lighting ceremony at about 8 o'clock tonight. There were undercover security who said to me, "Where are you going?" And I said, "Back to the studio." And they said, "Not now. No. This is we'll give you an escort." So at that point, it was bubbling up, and I saw a lot of the teens you're talking about who were by themselves. But I do bring that up because
he saw the young Grinches, and the police told him no. There are too many young Grinches on the prowl right now. You need an armed escort. That's wild. All the young Grinches were out there, and the police were like, no, wait, let me send this guy with you.
you saw a lot of the folks who have been injured, and you thought, at least from your eye, they were young. Some of these victims were young. Let's set up and go back, because this started right before 10 o'clock, right as our newscast went on the air. When you got there, you saw 2 victims on the street, but that was just the beginning, right? Because there were at least 2 more ambulances, and maybe even 3, that came over the next 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was noticeable right here in front of the Walgreens, right at the corner. That's where they were working on one victim right when we got here. And then a little further down, that's where a second victim was. There's an entrance to the State Street Red Line that goes down right there. That's where we saw 2 just from where we were rather. You know, it was chaotic first few moments of the scene, but we kept seeing paramedics bringing out victims in wheelchairs, then transferred to stretchers, and then worked on in those ambulances. And at least 4 people here. Again, that spokesperson with the Chicago Police Department says a minimum of 6, and that number could rise. That is just what they have at this moment. Along with these people, the victims rather, a Chicago police officer, at least one Chicago police officer, according to Alderman Brian Hopkins, is being treated for injuries tonight. So this was chaotic. We have seen fights. To your point, our crew did see a number of fights throughout the Loop before the shooting happened. So there was a lot of people, obviously, Chicago Police Department doing their best to keep things under control. But there was a lot of people here. There was a lot of elements, a lot of the potential was there for something to happen.
Charlie, one more quick question before I let you go. Any idea if police are planning a news conference tonight?
Unclear. I spoke with a spokesperson for the Chicago Police Department about a half hour ago. That's when we were here at this scene, again, right by the Walgreens at Randolph and State. As we were here, I had a conversation with him trying to get some preliminary information. We were talking, and as that happened, there was another shooting that broke out just down the street on Dearborn here, Dearborn and about Adams. And I asked him, do you think you're going to be speaking tonight? He didn't have clarity on whether or not the Chicago Police Department brass, whether that is Superintendent Larry Snelling or another white shirt, another supervisor, would give an update once they have this under control. But it is going to take some time for Chicago police to understand what they're dealing with before they can give clarity to what happened tonight.
No doubt. A lot of pieces to put together. Charlie, thank you very much live for us at State and Randolph. Speaking.
Now, I thought black people don't do mass shootings. Remember that whole thing? Black folk, only white boys do mass shootings, right? Now, I'll give black people an out. For whatever reason, I don't know why, the classroom is like it's like sacred ground to the young YN. So the black kids, they don't really shoot up the school. Or maybe the YNs just aren't really in school enough to want to shoot it up, right? Maybe that's really what it is. YNs just don't really have a heavy enough attachment that they hate it enough that they want to shoot up the school. Their enemies are out on the block in the world, right? The YNs shoot up the block on a Christmas tree lighting day, right? But I will give them that caveat. They don't really shoot up the school. But as mass shootings are objectively defined, they do actually lead the rankings. Black folk, black men mostly, they lead the rankings in mass shootings. It is what it is. But let's move away from shootings and whatnot. Let's talk about something a little less fatal, but maybe even more egregious. So this came out a couple of days ago, and I'm just kind of getting around to covering it now. But and you all probably heard by now, there was a mom in a Chicago school who went to pick up her kids, and apparently her kid is he's got problems with other students at the school, and a big crowd of kids were out there trying to jump the kid and his mom after school, y'all. I don't think I'm going to play too much of the raw video that the internet has provided, but there is definitely raw footage out there. I think I'm going to play it safe and avoid most of the raw video. But I got a lot of video to play for you guys, man. Those Chicago kids, man. These Chicago YNs, man. These Chicago Grinches.
CPS and Chicago police are investigating after a mother and children were attacked by students.
Community members and parents are outraged as the video was posted to social media. Winnie George is in the newsroom with more on the response. Winnie?
Good morning. Well, several people showed up to Orville Bright Public School Tuesday in support of the mother and her children. They are demanding accountability, saying those involved deserve consequences.
Absolutely, just gut-wrenching. It's appalling.
Mayor Brandon Johnson is frustrated after watching this viral social media video. It's caught the attention of those out of state. A Chicago mom, 33-year-old Korshonda Hatter, and her 2 children were attacked by students in the South Deering neighborhood near Orville Bright School.
We want to make sure that those individuals who are involved in this brutal attack, that there's accountability. But there's also something very disturbing about
afternoon near 106th and South Bensley. A normal walk from home turned chaotic. At one point, Hatter and her kid ended up on the ground.
They were literally waiting the way we walk home just to jump all of us. So now we waiting. Just to jump all of us. So I asked my kids to come to the next side of the street with me so they wouldn't get jumped. So we kept walking. They followed us all the way there. And then they still fought us. They fought my son. They hit my son first, all in his face. Then they dragged me in the grass and pulled my little baby hair.
Hatter and relatives met with school administrators and city leaders Tuesday morning. CBS says they are working with city departments and agencies to provide support to Hatter and her children. But many parents and community members say bullying seems to be an ongoing issue in the community, and the help that's needed is crucial.
It's been an ongoing thing in this community, and the parents don't take accountability for nothing their kids do. If my kids was out here being messy, I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna let it be known.
It's a beautiful image of Black motherhood, isn't it? Claire Huxtable, eat your heart out. I can't believe we traded the Claire Huxtable image of Black motherhood for this right here. Like, women, honestly, do you really think this is a better deal? Is life better for you, women, when this is like the image of Black motherhood? Do you think it was better for you when Claire Huxtable was the image, or is this the way you want to go? Because this is a crazy image for like Black moms. I'm not even gonna pick on the weight thing. I'm not even gonna bother her about being overweight or nothing like that. But like this, just oh man.
For nothing they kids do. If my kids was out here being messy, I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna let it be known.
And right now, CBS has not.
You look like you get in the bar fights though. She looks like she gets in the bar fights though. Not even accidentally. Like she be starting fights at the bar. Stepping on niggas' Jordans and shit like that. Like, bro, that's your mom?
Release any consequences the students involved may face. The mayor's office says there will be increased police presence around the school the rest of the week. Here in the newsroom, Winnie Dorch, WGN News.
Winnie.
Her 9-year-old son. So outraged in Chicago after video captures a mother and her 9-year-old son being harassed and then badly beaten by grade school children while walking near a school. We talked to two leaders of that Chicago community in just a moment, but first, let's go to Mike Tobin live there with the details. Good morning, Mike.
Hold on, wait a minute. Did you hear that? Did you catch that?
Near a school. We talked to two leaders of that Chicago community.
Chicago communities have leaders? How does that work? What is that like to be a leader of the Black community? Like, what are your daily duties as a Black community leader? Do you like give out commands? You know, go fix that pothole. Go help that lady cross the street. Go deliver these meals to the church. Like, what is a Black community leader?
In just a moment, but first, let's go to Mike Tobin live there with the details. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. Parents and frankly, people all over Chicago are now kind of horrified and outraged at this video that's not going viral. It has gone viral of a mother and a 9-year-old son who were mobbed and beaten by a group of school-age bullies. Now, the video is a bit brutal, so be ready for that. But it shows this mother and the aggressiveness of the kids increasing as Korshwanda Hatter tries to protect her son. Finally, this mob of youngsters started to strike Korshwanda and her 9-year-old son. They were both knocked to the ground, and the beating continued.
Hey, fool, let my homie go. Let my homie go. Let my
She says her son had been bullied at. She says her son had been bullied at school for 2 years, and the school did nothing to protect him. So she showed up to walk her kids home. Now, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson did say, he put out a statement.
You know, I'm thinking about that little town in Alabama again. You know, the all-white Hobbit village. I wonder what happened on that day. Like at that exact moment, while these kids in Chicago were terrorizing that mom and her kids after school. I wonder what was going on in the little Hobbit village in Alabama in the all-white town. I wonder, was there any after-school violence? Were there any moms and their children being accosted by packs of young savage Grinches? You know, is it a Lord of the Flies type of environment out there in the little Alabama town full of apparently racist white people?
On X that he was deeply disturbed and we should not attempt to normalize this type of senseless violence. Chicago police put out a statement saying both victims were transported to Trinity Hospital in serious condition. No one is in custody at this time. The Area 2 detectives are investigating. And Illinois State Senator Willie Preston said this video is a symptom of something that's been going on for a long time, that the kids have not been held accountable and the parents have not been held accountable for the actions of their children.
Now, that's a whole other thing about holding parents accountable. I mean, we were talking about this recently on a different show, but is it appropriate to arrest parents for some of their children's criminal behavior, right? Like if certain crimes that a kid gets arrested for, is it appropriate to hold the parents accountable? Because we already covered like a couple of different areas, a couple of different states are already kind of toying around with the issue. And as I gotta tell you, as single motherhood becomes more of a solidified reality in American culture, this is just going to be a part of the norm now. Because for a lot of these moms in a lot of these different neighborhoods, with a lot of these boys in particular, and a handful of girls too, the moms just aren't going to be fully equipped. They're just not going to have what it takes. Because look, sometimes even when you're raised in a two-parent home with a mom and dad that love you, you still turn out kind of bad, right? And that's with all things working in your possible favor. And still, sometimes you crap out, right? Now imagine, you remove half of that. It's just going to get bad. And so I predict that, eventually they're going to have at least some type of legal structure to hold parents relatively accountable for their juvenile children's activity.
Guys, back to you.
All right. Thanks so much. So our next guests know this family very well. Chicago Councilmember Joseph Williams met with the mom after the attack, and Pastor Corey Brooks, founder of Project Hood, knows the boy who attends his after school and summer programs. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining the program. Pastor, this is something that you have been working with for years now, trying to stop nonsense like this with our young people. What's going on?
Well, unfortunately, this is the cycle that we continue to see in the city of Chicago, where violence is so rampant and parents are being held unaccountable. And that's the reason why I'm walking across America, trying to get people to wake up in our urban areas so they can understand the magnitude of the issues that we're faced with every single day.
He's walking across America. He's doing a Forrest Gump, y'all. Can he Forrest Gump his way into lowering the crime rate? He's gonna walk across America until you young Grinches put all your weapons down. I won't stop walking until the bodies stop dropping.
That's the reason why I'm walking across America, trying to get people to wake up in our urban areas so they can understand the magnitude of the issues that we're faced with every single day. Chicago is just a microcosm of what's going on across America. These young people are unruly. They have no moral compass. And we need organizations to really work hard to make sure we change the direction of our neighborhoods. If we're ever going to change the trajectory of our young people, we got to catch them early. We got to continue to do the work. But the tragedy is, in Chicago right now, we're facing some devastation that has been going on for years, and we need to get a handle on it.
This is what the mother had to say about this incident. Let's play it.
I'm trying to get justice for my son. They fought my son, they hit my son first, all in his face. Then they dragged me in the grass and pulled my little baby hair.
We haven't held these kids accountable. We haven't held.
Before we even go too far down the line, let me just make an observation right here. And this is going to be a horrible observation, but it needs to be pointed out. Her son is at one of those weird crossroads in life. He may not even understand that he's standing at a fork in the road. And this is how it plays out, right? I can relate to a degree. You either go full coon or you join a gang and you go get your revenge because I want my lick back. That's really how it is. You either go full coon, like you know what? I'm going to do as much as I can to move myself and my mom away from these people because I just hate these niggas.
I'm telling you, man, this the reason why I be hating niggas, man. I'm telling you, man. It just be us. I be hating niggas, man.
Or you join a gang and you go get your lick back.
If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, goddamn I'm not. All right.
Either or, these are your choices, young boy. All right, I hope the best for you. Choose wisely.
On his face. Then they dragged me in the grass and pulled my little baby hair.
We haven't held these kids accountable. We haven't held parents accountable. No mother should be that helpless and be targeted by children inside of her own community.
Councilman.
I hate to keep doing this, but I wonder how this story would play out if there was like a racial element to it. If there was like a racial dynamic to it. Like, what if this had been like, you know how like almost every black neighborhood has like that one odd stray white family that lives there? I'm curious how this would have played out if there was a racial element to it, because the fact that it's black on black, you could only just kind of be like, you know, see, this is what they be talking about, right? But the fact that it is black on black, it kind of like removes that whole white supremacy variable from the algorithm. Like, I dare somebody to blame white supremacy for what's going on here. Tell me how the white man is to blame for what happened here just now.
Where's the fear and respect? I remember growing up, we were afraid of the neighbors because we knew that they was going to get us, and then our parents was going to get us when we got home as well. None of that respect seems to exist anymore, Councilman.
Yeah, you know what? I completely agree. I think we've gone away from that, and we have to get back to those days. I think no mother and child, or children rather, should have to experience something so traumatic. To look at that video and to see you guys.
You know, I'm gonna just put this out there plainly. You know, I have to be the guy. This is why I'm the guy.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Fuck you. You're all pricks.
A neighborhood of women and their children does not make a community. We've been attempting to make this happen for a long time. We've been putting, at this point, billions, if not nearly trillions. We've put billions of dollars into this thing. Countless legal and social policies into this thing. And I just think it needs to be put out there and stated plainly. A neighborhood full of women and the children that they're naturally going to produce, it does not create a community. There is no community when you just have women and children. Even if they somehow move in a dude that they like to have sex with every now and then, that don't make it no community.
What black community? It's a black environment with black women and black children in it.
Yeah, you know what? I completely agree. I think we've gone away from that, and we have to get back to those days. I think no mother and child, or children rather, should have to experience something so traumatic. To look at that video and to see you guys replay it, it's a horrifying video. I mean, it shows the disrespect. No child should ever feel comfortable putting their hands on an adult. And I think, as Senator Preston said, and many have said it, is that this has gone on for so long, right? The mother has come to the school and talked about this, and nothing had been done about it. It had not been addressed. And the thing about it is that, you know, I was glad to be there to be a support to that family and to help them through the process. But this is so much bigger than just that school. This is happening throughout the Chicago public school system. Many children are being bullied, and we have to put measures in place and make sure that those parents' voices are being heard and that those children's voices are being heard. Because if not, this can really overspill into something even bigger, I believe.
It's so true, Councilman. And it's already spilling into the streets outside of the school. Pastor, I want to get your comments on this repeat offender in Chicago with a lengthy rap sheet. He's accused of setting a woman on fire while they're on the train.
So this is the type of leadership that we have in Chicago. We have children who are being held unaccountable, and we also have criminals who are being set free. Criminals who are being allowed to wreak havoc on the streets of Chicago. That's one of the reasons why we have so much violence. That's one of the reasons.
You know, something like this happened in New York too, like a year ago. Something exactly like this. A person was lit on fire. And I watched the video, and it was just like standing there, just consumed by flames. It was terrible. It was horrible. And yeah, the perpetrators in both cases were men of color.
Why we have so much recidivism. That's one of the reasons why we are experiencing the type of atmosphere of violence that we have in Chicago. These individuals are not being held accountable. And then you have these policies that are being put in place by our legislature and by our government that sometimes help the criminals more so than help the victims. And if we continue to go down this cycle with the leadership that we have in place, we're going to continue to see our community go in a downward spiral. We're going to continue to be the laughing stock of America. We're going to be, it may look like we're one of the best cities or voted one of the best cities externally, but internally we all know the serious issues that we have inside of Chicago, and it all falls and rises on leadership.
Councilman, I'm already over time, but I have to ask you this question. We know how Chicago is run. We know how Illinois is. It's all blue. Is it time to explore something else? Because something is not working, and it's only one side that's in charge right now.
Yeah, you know what?
Voting red in and of itself won't fix this. I got to tell you. Voting red is a start, but this is way deeper than just politics, man. This is like cutting out the soul of the community. Doesn't even matter what side of politics you land on. This is like a moral problem.
I'll say this. I'll say there's no problem with us being a blue state. I represent that. But what I will say is that we have to make sure we're being intentional and we're putting the resources where we need to put them at. We got to invest into those nonprofits that are on the ground doing the work. We got to make sure we're building more community centers so our children can have someone to play. And we got to put the investment where it needs to go. Some of those things that you're saying, mental health issues, we got to really invest the money and put it into people. And when we see that, we see a greater Chicago, a greater community, and greater people.
You see that? Give me the money. If you would just give us more money, we wouldn't be shooting up the street on Christmas Eve. I mean, you know, at the tree ceremony thing. All we need is a little bit more money, y'all. I need that money.
Give me the money. Give me the money for all I would do. Give me the money. I need that money.
If you just gave us more money, well, I'm sure these things wouldn't even happen anymore. And let me tell you something else about these kids in Chicago, right? Apparently, this is not the first time. This keeps happening. We just now heard about it.
Only on CBS News Chicago, we are learning a group of kids who attacked a Chicago mother and her 9-year-old son have been terrorizing another family. Our Sharday Gray reports that mob was caught on video in both instances.
Carolyn Sanford says the same group of kids who attacked Hatter and her son brutally attacked her adult son this past summer, leaving him unconscious on the ground for half an hour. She says they picked on him because her son has autism and is an easy target.
They beating on adult autistic men? This is Lord of the Flies now. They beat up an adult autistic man. Who knows what level of autism? I don't even want to get to that, but they're taking down full-grown adults, people. Full-grown male adults now. It was one thing when it was just a little skinny mom and her kid. They're pack hunting full-grown male adults now. They're like primitives now. Imagine if they sharpen sticks or whatever. They can take down Buffalo.
Instances.
Carolyn Sanford says the same group of kids who attacked Hatter and her son brutally attacked her adult son this past summer, leaving him unconscious on the ground for half an hour. She says they picked on him because her son has autism and is an easy target.
Ain't gonna lie, it's hard remembering it.
For 21-year-old Sean Brown, this attack left him with a fuzzy memory, PTSD.
I couldn't get up for a little minute. My head was hurting.
You can see in this video, he's running from a group of kids. The incident happened near the Trumbull Park homes.
And, you know, this is why women don't get this thing. Women think guys are like crazy and stupid because we ask ourselves these type of questions. But this is exactly why guys have deep, hours-long, philosophical, almost aggressive debates about how many kids do you think you can take down at one time. Marcus Romero Productions in the chat, he says, I'm autistic myself, but I'm 6 feet tall and weigh between 230 and 250. You know what? I'm probably a little less autistic than you, and I'm probably coming in at about 215 at 6 feet. I would ask you, though, how many middle school children do you think you can take at one go? Like, if they all just made a circle around you and then rushed you at different moments, like, how many middle school kids do you think you could take out? This is literally why guys ask each other these type of questions, right? Because you girls think it can't happen. And now that America is entering its Thunderdome era, not only can it happen, it has happened already. And you, as a woman, as an adult single woman out and about in the world, you need to ask yourself, how many middle school children can I really handle in a violent altercation at one time? How many middle school kids can I beat? Because it might actually come up. You never know. You never know. You might be in traffic one day and you're on your way to like work, or you're running errands and you happen to drive by a school at 2:30 or 3:30 in the afternoon, and the kids are everywhere. And like, you know, some fat bully kid, he smacks the mirror off your car for no reason. Some 250-pound 8th grader, he just runs right into the side of your car and just knocks the mirror off your car for no reason. Now what do you do? Now what? Now what's going on here? What do you do now? What? What's up? What's up? You just gonna eat that? You just gonna take that? Like, what do you do? Because like these kinds of little random interactions, they happen. And once upon a time, there was this relative assumption that, like, you know, I'm an adult, I'm a big person, I'm a man. I'll get out there and I'll tell these children what's really, really good in life, and I'll explain to them why they're so awful and how they can be better. And I'll be that guy that tells them the thing they need to know, right? But in reality, you might have to knock out 3 out of 5 middle school kids, right? In reality, you might have to lay knuckles on a handful of 8th graders. And so now we're back to the original question. How many middle school kids do you really think you can take in a fight? Like, if they all just, if they got around, they surrounded you and your Nissan Altima, how many of them could you take in a fight? Like, that is the question. You might have to think about that. You might train. You might want to prepare.
Chicago Housing Authority complex. Brown says he was leaving the grocery store when he made eye contact with a group of kids and started running when he was just steps away from his home. You can see Brown is holding a grocery bag, trying to reason with the kids. Then things escalate. We've stopped the video before the kids pulled him off of the grass and into the street.
At first, I didn't want to put my hands on the kid. He's a kid. Like, come on now. I'm a grown and I put my hands on a kid. Like I'm
You know what? You know what? That has never entered my mind. That has never ever entered. I'm gonna tell you guys a story. I'm gonna tell you it's story time. Project shit, right? My son, my only male heir, right? My only little me, my young him. I'm sitting on the bench. My young baby mother next to me, and my new baby in the stroller, all shiny and new. I'm sitting on the bench right in front of the building that she lives in, and some kind of bottle of water, some like a water bottle or something, comes flying out of nowhere and smacks it hits me like right in the head, basically. Lands right on me. And I'm not even tripping about me per se. And it was just a bottle of water, so it didn't hurt really. But it happened. It happened. And I'm sitting on the bench, sitting right next to my young baby mom, my young newborn, my young son right in front of me. And I'm literally inches away from my newborn, right? It wasn't even about the water anymore. It wasn't even because, like I said, it didn't really hurt. It was just a thing that kind of hits you. And so I was like, oh shit, that happened, right? And then I'm like, they almost think that shit could have killed my baby. That's really what's going through my mind, right? So long story short, I run up the building. Actually, while somebody else was out there, one of my girlfriend's cousins was out there too, right? So I ran up the building, up the stairs, and I came I ran every step. I just did a search of every fucking stair, and I ran all the way across the roof. And as I was doing that, her cousin went through the other side and came up the other building, and we caught these kids, fucking teenagers, goddamn teenagers. And you know how it is when you're teenagers. You just do stupid shit sometimes. And long story short, that the kid told me he was gonna go get somebody, and I'm like, go get him. Go get him. And then they had to pull me off for the kid because I was beating the shit out of him. And I don't believe teenagers get a pass, bro. I don't know what that means. Your body is almost the size of my body. You're gonna get these hands, my nigga. What's a teenager? What does that even mean anymore? I don't know what these words mean.
Off of the grass and into the street.
At first I didn't want to put my hands on a kid. He's a kid. Come on now. I'm a grown and I put my hands on a kid. I might be slow, but I got common sense.
If this video looks eerily similar to what was captured earlier this week, it's not a coincidence. A group of kids attacked Korshonda Hatter and her 9-year-old son. Our analysis shows the two videos were shot by the same child.
They picked with him because they knew he was scared.
Carolyn Sanford says that boy sent the video to her.
Why is she back? Whoa, why are you back? Why does the news keep coming to you for the black mom angle? I feel like there's a conspiracy, goddammit. I feel like there's something happening here. The media is on a mission to ruin the image of black mothers nationwide. I remember when black moms weren't always this bad. I mean, it's gotten bad over my lifetime, but I remember a time, goddammit, it wasn't this bad.
Because they knew he was scared.
Carolyn Sanford says that boy sent the video to her, taunting her. It was all a part, she says, of her family being bullied by the group for months. In one of those incidents, a boy in the video slapped her 10-year-old daughter, Brown's younger sister,
it was her kids
at
getting
Orville T.
bullied.
Bright Elementary School. The same school several parents demonstrated this past week, calling for an end to bullying.
My daughter didn't want to go to school. These kids never want to stay home. That girl wants to stay home more than anybody.
Even at home, the same.
And Roland Fryer from Harvard, well, he used to be at Harvard, he kind of pioneered this whole study about the price of being intelligent in Black America versus like the draw of wanting to be accepted and being cool and all that. And I can relate. I remember that whole era and childhood and high school wanting to be a part of the cool kids and all that. And it literally is. This isn't even a Black thing. This just goes around the board. This is just a general rule with children. The smartest kids are almost never the coolest kids. And in Black America, though, there's a different element to it because the bullying in Black America tends to take on a whole other element. Like it gets really real. It's not just like light hazing. Sometimes, you know, you're gonna have to learn how to actually fight. That was my experience. You're gonna not only are you going to learn how to actually fight, you're gonna have to learn to take on just a little hint of sadisticness. Like you're gonna have to enjoy the violence a little bit. I don't know a better way to put it, because it's like you can't really fight the monster without becoming a little bit of the monster yourself. And then what happens to you now that you become the monster? You know, you are now monstrous, and it just takes on a whole life of its own. But that is the way it is. You have to learn how to fight. And then not only that, you have to want it. You have to be like, what's up? I'm ready to die about this shit. Like, that's how it's gotta be. And it just creates a whole circle of just loser failureness.
A group of kids broke her window and kicked in her door last May.
And the ringleaders is crazy because they stay above me. I'm do if I don't, I'm damn if I do. I mean, it ain't no winner here.
Both moms say they have brought complaints to the school with no results. Sanford says she's upset because she warned the school about the kids for months, and she says nothing was done.
Why y'all haven't done nothing a long time ago for this? Again, this been going on. This ain't just started here, and it's not gonna end here.
She contacted us after seeing the viral video. We reached out to CPS. We are waiting for a response, and when we get one, we will post it on our website, CBS News Chicago. Reporting in the newsroom, Sharday Gray, CBS News Chicago.
Thank you, Sharday. Now to a CBS exclusive. The mother in this video, who was attacked while protecting her children, is speaking publicly. She and her son were brutally attacked by a group of kids on Monday, and this video has caught the attention of many across the country. Now, that community is stepping in to help move her out of the South Deering neighborhood. She only spoke to our Sharday Gray about this horrific attack, and Sharday is live in our newsroom with more from this exclusive story.
Well, Marie, Korshonda Hatter says she's still in physical pain after she and her son were brutally attacked with her young daughter just steps away. Her legs are bruised and it's hard for her to walk. But what hurts her the most is her children are still suffering.
My son is, he's very devastated. He'll wake up out of him in the middle of his sleep, screaming. He'll scream, "Mommy, are you there?"
Hatter says her 9-year-old son and 6-year-old daughter are traumatized after watching their mom get attacked by a group of kids. In this video, we've blurred the faces of those involved because they're all minors. We've stopped it after she was dragged to the ground because of how brutal it is. Her son was beaten, and she says one of the kids pulled her daughter's hair. Her daughter stood off to the side crying, watching her brother and mother get attacked.
I felt helpless because I was down on the ground and he was down on the ground and he's looking at me screaming like, "Mommy, please help me, help."
Is it just me, or does the mom kind of seem a bit off? I'm trying to be delicate about this, but I mean, help me out, chat. Is there something a little bit off about the mom, y'all? Because in both videos where she was speaking, she was talking very, very slowly and deliberately, and I wouldn't know what to describe it as, but it's not exactly there.
I couldn't get up myself. I couldn't do nothing.
She's sick. She has sickle cell. So I guess they seen a little weakness on her because she's, kind of walking a little slow. And
okay, baby, she's sick.
They have no right to put their hands on an adult.
You know, that line killed me right there. They had no right to put their hands on an adult. Like, what do rights have to do with any of this? I don't understand what you mean by that. But I will point this out to you again. A neighborhood full of women and children does not make a community. So the types of things that you would expect to happen or not happen in a community, they just don't apply anymore.
What black community? It's a black environment with black women and black children in it.
That's her partner, Devon Lee, who was at work when the attack happened.
She's all right. So the news says that's her partner. Is he not the children? Is he not the father of any of these children? Because partner doesn't automatically imply father. Actually, partner doesn't imply father at all. It implies like this guy. You know? How many partners does a woman have in her lifetime? It doesn't quite imply father. So I'm curious, is he the father of any of those children involved?
Went on to tell me that her son has been bullied for the past 2 years at Orville T. Bright Elementary School because of the way she walks and talks. All of the results of her sickle cell disease. Hatter tried to talk to the school about the bullying, but she says they didn't do anything about it. Yesterday, a large group of parents came to the school to show their support for the mother and to put an end to bullying. The community immediately stepped in and moved her out of South Deering and into an undisclosed location. Hatter says she's pressing charges against the parents of the kids who attacked her. As for her children, they'll be transferred to a different school, and she's looking to get therapy for them. Reporting in the newsroom, Sharday Gray, CBS News, Chicago.
All right, you're pressing charges against the parents, though, but is there any legal structure that allows you to do that already? Because we already talked about this, right? They need to actually write laws about holding the parents responsible. And I don't know if Chicago has that in place.
My son is he's very devastated. He'll wake up out of in the middle of his sleep screaming. He'll scream, "Mommy, are you there?"
Hatter says her 9-year-old son and 6-year-old daughter are traumatized after watching their mom get attacked by a group of kids. In this video, we've blurred the faces of those involved because they're all minors. We've stopped it after she was dragged to the ground because of how brutal it is. Her son was beaten, and she says one of the kids pulled her daughter's hair. Her daughter stood off to the side crying, watching her brother and mother get attacked.
I felt helpless because I was down on the ground and he was down on the ground and he's looking at me screaming like, "Mommy, please help me, help me." I couldn't get up myself. I couldn't do nothing.
She's 6. She has sickle cell. So I guess they seen a little weakness on her because she's, kind of walking a little slow. And they have no right to put their hands on an adult.
And I got to tell you, and especially like doing the kind of content I've been doing for the last couple of years, you almost naturally look for like little things about the women involved in whatever incident to just to kind of add to like the character picture of a person. And I got to tell you, honestly, like completely innocent, just a random mom, no reason to put any kind of extra weight on her shoulders or whatever. You got kids, you're out there struggling. I mean, maybe she probably is a single mom. That may or may not be the children's father, but none of that actually matters, right? It's a moment where she's just totally blameless here. And it's like, what does that now tell you about the community around her? You know what I mean? Like, she's kind of screwed here, lady, because it's good that she did get like relocated and moved away, but like, damn, the community.
So one of the motherfucking little girls that got caught jumping that lady in Chicago, her mama brought her to the camera to apologize. And at this point, I'm heavy on the lock her up. Lock her the fuck up. At this point, we don't give a fuck about nothing you talking about. And then furthermore, why the mama gonna say, "Oh, keep it respectful. She's just a child." Bitch, we don't care. She was not conducting herself as a child. She was not in the child's place when she decided to put her hands on that grown-ass lady. And if you want my motherfucking honest opinion, even if you don't, I'm still going to say it. Won't you go take her to the motherfucking police station? Won't you be the bigger parent and do the right thing? Take her, because you get on camera, apologize to us or apologize to the world for what? at this point, the damage is motherfucker done. Do the right thing. Then she want to get on the camera hooting and hollering. Like, you're only crying because you got fucking caught? That's it? That was wrong on every motherfucking level. Like, for real. Talk about some, oh, I wasn't raised like that. No, you was raised just like that. Okay? Something ain't right, and it starts from home, baby. Don't get on here trying to fool us with all that. I get it. We all make mistakes, fall in the wrong crowd and all that, but take accountability, little girl. And for the mama, you're pathetic.
That's right. Let's talk about these mamas now. Let's move on to the backlash. Because the backlash is a little bit... I'm almost happy that the community did kind of show out a little bit in its own weird, clumsy kind of way. The community is finally outraged. You know, we talked about this the other day, I think, with a... No, actually, no. I was over on a Drips channel like yesterday or the day before, and they were talking about Nick Fuentes. They played a Nick Fuentes clip, and you know how Fuentes was. He was talking about black folk, and at a certain point, he asked the question of black people, like, you know, have you no shame? You know, all these things happen. You know, he was going on his white people rant, and he was talking about all the things that black folk just do that make white people afraid of them. And at a certain point, he just dropped the line, have you no shame? And I think this is one of those moments where the black community of Chicago felt shame enough about what happened that they had to respond in some kind of way. Which, to tell you the truth, is a little bit surprising. I got to tell you, I'm a little bit surprised because, by and large, Black America is a shameless bunch. We really are a shameless bunch of Negroes. I got to tell you, we haven't felt shame since King got killed, bro.
Are the middle school age group, and this is a Chicago public school. Right now we have the Chicago Police Department who is protecting the entranceway to the school due to protesters who had arrived out here out front of the school. So right now you have news media, you have, you know, people from the community, relatives of the victim. People are speaking out about bullying in the school system in Chicago public schools. So, you know, this happened at Orville.
And you know, this is the thing I was thinking about when I was just wondering about what if there had been a racial element to this whole thing, you know, wondering how that would have played out. Because a lot of times, especially when you're on the coon side of the game, you kind of get accused of having these opinions and stating these facts and holding these arguments for the benefit or the sake of white people. And it's really not. It's really not. Ultimately, what you want as a person on the coon side of the game, what you ultimately want is for black people to embrace the quiet rules and behaviors of civilization, to intimately understand why you do the things that you do to maintain the order of civilization so that we may be happily civilized together. And when you show an incident like this whole school situation, this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? This is the price of not maintaining the little quiet, invisible rules of civilization. Ultimately, you will be overwhelmed by societal chaos and disorder. And there will be little you can do about it when it happens.
Bright Elementary School, you know, and this is a school that I have taught at multiple times as a substitute teacher for CPS. And yeah, you know, I am aware, you know, these kids are big and strong. You know, this woman was very small, and you know, she didn't stand a chance against all of those kids.
You heard it. These kids are big and strong. I asked you, what happens when you get confronted by a big 200-something pound 8th grader? How many of them motherfuckers can you handle in one go? All right. It might be like 2 or 3 of them. You're going to have that real steel dead arm. I'm just saying. It might be a minute since you tested out your dead arm, But lucky for you, they're only 14 years old. You can probably dead arm a 14-year-old. It's probably not as hard as you think, all right? He might be big for a 14-year-old, but his jaw never felt that kind of PSI per pressure, you know what I mean? His jaw don't know what that grown man's strength is like. You just might have to dead arm a 14-year-old. The day is coming. I'm just saying. I don't know. I hope it don't happen to you, but it just might happen to you.
We ganged up on her and her children and hurt them, and it's ridiculous. And people are standing up, and we're speaking out against this violence in our community. We want to protect every person, every child, everybody in our community. We can't do that if people are not going to be held accountable. So.
Hey, remember Robert Townsend in the second grade? He was a media man. that was the moment, wasn't it? Hey, all I'm saying is, man, you never know. You never know. You might have to start working out the calculations, like, and be practical with yourselves. Don't oversell like your abilities. Like, when was the last time you went jogging? When was the last time you ran more than 20 feet? When was the last time you actually maintained any real physical activity outside of having sex or whatever, right? These things might come up. These things might matter. You might have to go toe-to-toe with like 5, 7th graders. It's 2025. We having holiday shootings. People getting jumped by children in middle school. Anything might happen to you. You have to be ready now.
Justice, no peace. Oh, no justice, baby. I love you. God is with you, girl. Please. Yes, yes, yes. Come on, baby. Come on. No justice, no peace, baby. God is with you, God. Continue to come on. No justice, no peace. 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 You got it. You want to talk to them? Say something
Wow,
to the
you know
camera.
what I just noticed?
I got over 9,000 people.
Normally, when there's a bunch of angry, politically motivated black folk out in the street doing this thing that they're doing right here, normally when they're out here going no justice, no peace, it's either a white person or the police that did something to them, right? Normally, it's either about racism from a random individual or racism from the government, right? What does it say about a black community that is demanding justice from one of its own? And not one of its own, let me rephrase that, from its own children. We demand justice be done to our own children. What does that say about the community that you demand justice be done to the children that you've produced in your community? I thought, I could understand when it was the white man coming around and the white man was like, I'm going to rough you Negroes up because I'm white and you're black and that's the way it is. Ha, 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 right? The good old days. You guys remember the good old days, right? I could understand if it was like the good old days when it was the white man coming around. Maybe he was even police, right? Maybe he even had him a badge and he could rough the blacks up. And then eventually when everybody heard about it and the pastor and the reverend heard about it, they could do a whole movement and they could be like, we going to march and we going to gather in a town square. And we is going to chant no justice, no peace, right? Because the white man got to give us our justice, right? I could understand that whole thing, right? Hollywood has raised me. I have been primed. I have been prepped by Hollywood and all of public education, right? Hollywood and the American educational system has prepared me to deal with moments where a random white person or the government gets out of hand with a Negro, and now the black people have to demand in the streets, they have to march and say no justice, no peace. I am totally ready for that. I don't know how to demand justice from black children. I need help. I need help. Help me understand, how do we demand justice from the black children?
What black community? It's a black environment with black women and black children in it.
Are we going to bring back lynchings? What is it you people want? What is it you niggas expect to happen here? What do you niggas want to be done to these black children that you would call justice? I need to know. Help me out here. Somebody help me out. What justice do they want from these young black children?
Take control. Take control of your city.
They from all states, baby. They here to support us here, baby.
We here for you, baby.
We got you, baby. Scoot over some, right there. No justice.
Let us speak.
Hold on.
You on the court, sir. You on the court. Your foot on the court.
Hey. Hey, she gonna talk. She gonna talk.
Let's hear what she gotta say.
Let her talk. Let her talk. Let her talk.
God, what?
Wait. At this school for 2 years, nobody's ever done nothing. No teacher conferences, no nothing. They'll say they made a teacher conference, whatever it is. And then yesterday, walking home with my kids, they were literally waiting the way we walk home, just to jump all of us.
So now we waiting.
Just to jump all of us. So I asked my kids to come to the next side of the street with me.
Oh, shout out to the Coon of Coons. Hey, SKC, you got a minute? SKC, I would really love to talk to you about this. Do you have a minute? Because I was considering open up a panel, but I'm on a tight schedule, and I'm literally on a tight rope over here. So I would actually extend this to just you. SKC, do you have a minute? Because this would be great to get your commentary on.
So they wouldn't jump. So we kept walking. They followed us all the way there, and then they still fought us. They fought my son and hit my son first.
That's right.
Then they dragged me in the grass and pulled my little baby hair.
Mm.
And I have video footage of that.
Yes, we do. Everybody will.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you deserve it.
How do you feel about it?
Yeah.
They need to be, mamas need to go to jail too.
I appreciate it.
The mamas got to go to prison and got to see.
I'm here. I'm thankful for everybody that came out here. Justice and juvenile.
This is how we come together.
Yes. The father want to say something, y'all. This the daddy.
Is he the daddy or nah? I need just, I'm curious. I need confirmation on that. Is he the daddy or nah? Or is he just like, is he just him? Curious about that.
We need somebody from the school out here too. Where they at?
Give her a gift. She's trying to give her a gift. That's something for you, baby.
Blessings, my bro. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's okay. God got you. Oh, this shit is bringing tears to me.
You know, this is another reason why I just refuse to be caught up in the modern racial, you know, drama of it all. Because as Black Americans living in current year 2025, almost 2026 now, just a couple of short weeks away from the next year, right? As Black Americans, our battle is no longer the march across the bridge in Selma, right? It's not getting chased down with dogs and hosed down by Bull Connor and all his team. It's not a march on Washington. By and large, King's dream has more or less been realized. You know, I have a dream that little Black girls and little white girls can get along and play and yada, yada, yada. We have interracial couples. We have entire swaths of the country. Like the whole Midwest, I think, is the most heavily interracial couple populated part of the country, right? We have King's dream essentially realized in a lot of ways. And now we are at this one point where, to our detriment, what if Black America is, maybe always has been, but what if, to our detriment, Black America is actually being judged by the content of its character? And we can use evidence of Black children attacking an ailing Black mom and her children, like a mob attack, a feral pack attack on a Black mom and her children. Would this not be judged against our character as a community? This is why when Dr. King came back in the Boondocks, he said, I am not fucking with you niggas.
Yes. Yes.
I know. It's a reflection of the house.
Yeah.
It's a reflection of their house.
They won't want nobody to fight no more.
That's why I don't discriminate. I be kids ass. I don't give a fuck.
You hear the community, right? Mostly female voices out there, young single moms in their own right. What are these things you hear from time to time when men get to talking about the history of the community? And they'll say, like, back in the day, you know, moms were like off ground. They were off limits. You know, if a dude was with his moms, you gave him a pass or whatever, right? Dudes can have beef with you and they knock on your door. And when your moms answer the door, you be like, excuse me, Miss such and such, is little Jimmy in there? And she say he can't have company. He not coming outside right now. And you be like, shit, all right, well, thank you, Miss such and such. You tell him we was here looking for him, right? Like, dudes will tell you stories like that about back in the day, right? That was before my day. That was before my day. In my day, your mom's gonna get an ass whooping too, right? I don't know what those like. I don't understand what that whole era was. That was before my time. But I hear tell that it was like that once upon a time, right? No longer. No longer. Now that the women are largely equal and unprotected, and they don't really have that you know, matronly air that they used to have, you know what I mean? The big mama thing. Women don't really have that anymore. And so moms are getting it too now. Your mom is on the plate now, bro. I know it sounds awful. You make whatever character judgments you want to make about the community. That is between you and your God. All I'm just trying to tell you is that moms are definitely on the plate right now, all right? Moms will get it too. You have been warned.
No, it's okay.
I know. This is live at the top of 11 as well. She's my whole story.
Yes, yes.
Yup, they sure do.
God is amazing. You gonna get justice. You gonna get justice.
What would justice look like after these kids jumped her and her kids? What would justice look like? Are we going to flog young Black children? Should they get beat in public? Should they be drawn and quartered? You know that thing with the horses, right? Should they do the horse thing? Like, what are you calling justice? What is it that you want to happen to these children? You know, not that I'm really in your way. Like, whatever you decide to do, I don't necessarily have any feelings about it. I'm just giving you ideas here, you know. Are you going to build a volcano? Like, what is it that you want to happen to these children? I'm curious. What does justice look like in this particular situation? You know that thing that Vikings do? Blood Eagle. I think it's called a Blood Eagle. It's actually one of my favorite historical punishments, technically. Not that we should do it to minors. Maybe one of the parents, though. I'm just saying. I'm throwing it out there. A Blood Eagle. It could be on the table, you know. We used to be people like that. What's a keel haul? That sounds like a shipping term. Is that like when you throw them off the side of the ship and you just have them dragging with a rope or something? What is a keel haul? Do you like dip them in the ocean with the sharks and you pull them back up after the sharks start to nibble on them a little bit? What does that mean?
Y'all got something to say? Y'all got something to say? For real. The bullying needs to stop.
Who's doing the bullying? Are young Black children bullies? Are you calling young Black kids bullies? How could young Black kids be bullies? They're Black.
How dare you say that we are not interested in families in the Black community?
What do you mean? Black kids don't bully? After all our history of oppression and racism and being socioeconomically disenfranchised in this country, Black kids don't bully. Bullying is not in Black culture. We are an oppressed, noble people. We do not bully.
Marriage needs to do better. That's why I take a village to raise kids, not just one person.
Not the village. If you don't, this what the village did. I know she's not hitting me with the village talk. It take a village to raise. Ain't this what the village did? How is this not the work of the village? This is why I don't like that village talk. It don't take no village to raise a kid. It takes a mom and a dad, right? The two people that made them, that's who it takes to raise a kid. You let the village raise your kid, that's like Lord of the Flies. The kid gonna be in the wood eating dead rodents on a stick. Don't let the village raise your kids. What if the community is retarded? No, not the village, bro. Not the village. Anything but the village, man. You don't let the village raise your children. Did the village make your children? That's how they made Freddy Krueger, actually, by the way. Low key, yeah, Freddy Krueger lore. That's how you make a Freddy Krueger. The village made him. Don't let the village raise your children. Only women who ain't got no man in their life think about that. Women who aren't still with the father of their children say shit like that. Women who are not married to the man that they loved and had children with say shit like that. That's why it takes a village. No, it don't. No, it don't. You imagining a team of single moms making everything perfect. That's the village. Nope. She just got bum rushed by the village. The village was waiting for her at 3 p.m. after school. That was the village.
The bullying needs to stop. Parents need to do better. That's why I take a village to raise kids, not just one person. Because everybody don't get it all.
Thanks, Stacks. Nah, Stacks, that looks like some Stacks. I don't know if I can believe you on that one.
All right, do me a favor, y'all. Hit that like button. Throw $1 in the hat for me. We are going to throw the link in the chat for about an hour. We're going to open this show up briefly for about an hour, but I need you guys to throw $1 in the hat. Support the show. Support the panel, y'all. Just in case somebody come up in here and, you know, rub some mud up on my white, fresh carpet. You know, the videos I be playing are low-key bad enough, but, you know, niggas be unpredictable. Hell, sometimes I'm unpredictable. I might be my worst enemy every now and then. Shit, you never know.
What's funny, though, y'all was looking for me and y'all was chiming in on shit that y'all don't know nothing about. Oh, this little miss. Yeah, this Miss Ugly Jacket, bitch. That's my niece, bitch. What are you talking about?
Yep, the grown-ups are talking.
Bitch, you said. I want to go outside now. I'm ready to go outside.
She went live. Apparently, one of her nieces is one of the girls that is involved in this whole issue. And she ready to fight behind that. She about that life.
What's funny, though, y'all was looking for me and y'all was chiming in on shit that y'all don't know nothing about.
And then, you know, when dudes get up here and we talk about, you know, the culture of Black women, the mothering of Black women, the family patterns of Black women, the general nature and posture of Black women. You know, when dudes get up here and we talk about Black women, we get a lot of flack. We be taking a lot of heat.
These angry, mad, opportunistic, lying Black women.
But then they get on the mic and then they start talking. And then I don't look so crazy no more.
Good women are dead. Evil bitches, rise up!
Oh, this little miss. Yeah, this Miss Ugly Jacket, bitch. That's my niece, bitch. What are you talking about? Sad. No, you sad, bitch. You sad. I want to go outside now. I'm ready to go outside.
Want that smoke.
I'm going outside. I'm going outside, bro.
And shout out to American Man with the $5 Venmo donation for the panel. Appreciate the support, y'all. Appreciate the support. I dropped the link in the chat, by the way. If you want to come up for a minute, do your best. Try to do our best to keep our language monetizable. Other than that, the link is in the chat.
So Maya, what's funny? Girl came out of like pink and brown. Don't worry about what she came on. Came out the house with. Fuck.
Niggas got crunched out there. You worried about the wrong shit. Your mama, bitch. They couldn't wait. They couldn't wait.
She said homegirl got crunched. Black folk love to make up new words, bro. I'll tell you. She said her homegirl got crunched out there.
Couldn't wait. Like, y'all found me all the way on TikTok. Try your knees. You want the dead shit, bitch. You want the dead shit. You want the dead shit. You want the dead shit. Where's my little flamingo? She's not too far. Go outside. I'm ready for outside. I don't give a fuck who after me. Y'all don't even know. Y'all wasn't even here. Shut up. I don't think nothing cute. Y'all bother me. Y'all follow me all the way on TikTok. What the fuck? They trolling. Man, they funny. I don't give a fuck though.
Bro, there are a few places as chaotic as the home of a young single black mom. Like, if she like under 25 and she got little kids in there, bro, that place is a little hell house, man. I'm telling you. I've ran out of places like that. Not ran, but like I've just politely excused myself and never ever came back. Strange children crawling all up my lap and shit like that. Oh my God. Ain't nothing like the house of a young single black mom. I've rarely been in such like sad, chaotic places in my life.
Motherfuckers really only be sorry when they get caught doing some shit. This is another mother that released a bullshit ass statement. Like, bitch, you could have kept that shit. You getting beefy and bulky with the public because we on your kids' ass. And they should be on your ass as well. Like, truth be told, especially with you talking like this, because you the type of mother that another mother would go to and say that your child is doing X, Y, and Z, and you be like, my child ain't do that shit. Bitch, you cool?
You know the whole city of Chicago looking for you, right? You and your little friends. Because you was wrong yesterday. You were wrong. And you was going to jump somebody. So now they looking for you. You know that, right? You know I'm not helping you, right?
And this mother think it's funny. Granted, she told her kid the whole city was on his ass.
What you mean you not helping him? What you mean you not helping him? You his mom, bitch. What you mean? How you not helping him? You just gonna let him go out there and face the whole city alone? Like, damn. You don't know what to do, huh? You just like, well, you ain't my son today. Damn, man, your mom's is crazy, bro. I'm telling you. Mothers is on some whole other level. I mean, damn, like, even if that was my boy, like, listen, I might have to turn you in, but they're not just gonna wild out on you right now. Like, stand behind me, little nigga. God damn. We're gonna calm this thing down before I just pass you off to the judge. Like, no. Moms is see, bro, that's why you need a dad around, man. I'm telling you. Mama just might let you go fight the wolves by yourself, bro. This is terrible. He like, the whole city looking for you, and I ain't gonna help you either. Hold on, I thought you loved me. What was all of that kissy my boy bullshit? What was all of that for the last 14 years? You gave me all of that kissy face bullshit for the last 14 years. Now that I'm in some real shit, all of a sudden the city looking for you, and I'm not gonna help you. Oh well, fuck you too, mom.
You laughing for what? You're laughing for what? Ain't nothing about that was funny at all. Don't get your big DW looking ass up here talking about something they ain't got what I got. Bitch, y'all all got the same shit, a dark fucking soul and spirit.
Lord, mom said I ain't helping you. Mom said the whole city coming for you, and I ain't helping you. I think I got that video here somewhere too. Hold on. Here we go. Mom's is crazy. Mom on another level.
City of Chicago looking for you,
right? Mom, look, she cute and light skinned. She got funny eyes. She about to just make another one. Mama said, you know what? I can make another one. I mean, honestly, every now and then, a little one get caught up anyway. I'm not that old. I could just make another one. She just totally ready to part ways with him. She like, you know what? I'm gonna cut my bait right now while I'm still fresh. I can have me one of those late in life babies and still slide through and keep my benefits and shit up. She totally about to sacrifice him to the game. This is wicked work, bro.
You know the whole city of Chicago looking for you, right? You and your little friends. Because you was grown yesterday. You were grown. And you was going to jump somebody. So now they looking for you. You know that, right? You know I'm not helping you, right? You know
I'm not helping you, right? Bro, what is going on? Shout out to the chat, man. Let me talk to the chat. Shout out to Miss Cantrell, new member to the... I don't even know what to call this over here, but shout out to Miss Cantrell becoming a new member to the channel. Thank you for your undying support. Shout out to Joey with the $1.99 for the Pan of Fun. Thank you so much for that.
I need that money.
Chocolate Bunny with the $3.33 for the Pan. Appreciate your support. Appreciate all you guys' support. We got to talk about it. For once in a life, finally, it's not Jermaine's fault.
I'm done. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
And SKC, the coon of coons with the $2 cheat code, benign neglect. You can't talk about her like that. She's a red bone with pretty eyes, bro. She ain't never did nothing wrong, SKC. What do you mean? Look at her. She is a red bone did it with pretty eyes. She ain't never did nothing bad. Anyway, what's going on, America, man? Welcome to the show, bro. What are your thoughts about this whole Chicago drama? Do you have Chicago fatigue yet? Is it enough yet? They got dudes getting lit on fire. People getting set on fire, bro. Christmas tree shootings. Moms getting attacked by the Lord of the Flies children.
Sir, I have black fatigue. It's not just Chicago. It's all
You sound
over
fatigued. You sound like your soul is heavy right now.
I can't do it with these people anymore. That's why, listen, that's why I moved away long ago, because I understood. I was like, nah, there's no saving these people. These people are cooked. Look at how she doing, Jermaine Jr. Shout out to Red Illusion. He said it's Jermaine Jr.'s fault. There it goes.
You know that saying, don't save her, she don't want to be saved. I
That's
think that
it.
applies to Das Community. Like, you can't save a community that doesn't want to be saved. Like, wanting to be saved is the first step of salvation, isn't it? You would think, right?
That's a fact. But nah, bro. They don't want to be saved.
This is an update, y'all. I want y'all to meet Kamira. She is one of the children that was a part of the fight at OT Bright School on yesterday.
Here's another thing. This is just a point of flair, style, maybe. I don't know if this matters or not, but this is how I would have done this particular thing. Had this been my child caught up in such a debacle, and I gotta just eat that because it's my kid, I'm not just gonna throw my kid away or whatever. I'm gonna do the apology video. I'm not putting my kid's face on the camera. Kid already has to go to school and deal with whatever's coming. I'm not putting your face on blast. As a parent, I'm not doing that. Life is hard enough. And listen. Things do happen. Sometimes your kid might let you down, and you just got to carry that because, somewhere along the line, you failed as a parent, and now your kid is failing too, right? It is what it is. Life comes at you crazy, right? But I'm doing the apology video, all right? It was me, goddammit. It was me. This is my fault. My child is just a child. She's gonna have to hate somebody on the internet. I want you to look at this face and you aim all your hate at me. I can take it, all right? I'll do that. I'm not putting my kid's face out there, especially my daughters too. Like, oh my God, like Now, just the same, I would still punch him in the chest. You know, boy or girl, I might still punch you in the chest, but that's in-house drama. You don't got to tell nobody you got punched in the chest. But that's the price you pay for me putting my face out there and me hiding your face, all right? As a parent, I'm just not. But she ain't me.
Coming live so she can say her piece.
All right.
Well, here's the thing, right? You know, there's always that low-key jealousy of the daughter, especially in the Black community, right? I got a really dark theory that I think people don't get. These people are willing to sacrifice their children to the police for a check, but everything else is sort of like, well, it's fair game. You know, like what? It's ugly, bro. Go ahead, bro. It's the thoughts in my head get real ugly sometimes when I keep looking around.
That's what I said about the previous mom, the light-skinned chick. Like, bro, she looked like she young enough. She might be contemplating having another one and starting from scratch. Like, damn it, I'm gonna just have to see you in another 10 years, man. Fuck it.
Take accountability. I won't say too much. And please, anyone that decides to say anything, keep it respectful. This is the child.
That's kind of wicked.
Hey, my name is Kamira Grant, and
adults, parents, single mothers alone with your children, please hear my voice, okay? I'm trying to help you. All right? The church ain't alive, but it's still alive in spirit. We're going to bring the church back, but I'm going to give you some words from the church, all right? Stop letting your children live online. No matter what happened that day, whatever she's guilty of that day, this is not going to help. Do not let her live online. She's going to have to carry this no matter what. The whole thing is kind of blown out of your hands as a mom. Like, it's way out of your control in a lot of levels. Putting her face online and her name and all that, that's bad business. Don't do that. The internet already lives forever, bro.
Bro, this is wicked, bro.
Explain. Tell me why you're saying wicked, because I think I know what you mean, but you talk about it for a minute.
Bro, I would never in a million years, if my daughters did something, be like, look, guys, here's 3 frames of what they look like for the crimes that they committed. Dude, this is wicked. But again, right? What she's trying to do is separate herself from the monster that she raised. That's truly what's happening here, and that's why it's wicked. Because she's trying to say, hey, look, here's the person. I didn't do anything.
And this is why it's like a weird layered problem of what happened that day. Like, this is a failure of motherly parenting on so many levels, because I can't imagine the ratio of like children that have fathers in the home at that school is high at all. I mean, hell, at least the family, like the women that was jumped, at least she has a man at home in some capacity. I don't know if he's the father of these children or not, but at least he's there. Like, what can we say about the rest of these kids? Like, where's this girl's dad at least, right?
Hood, 3 frames of the child for the world to see.
Terrible. It is kind of evil now that you say it. Now that I think about it, bro. It is kind of wicked. This is why my initial take was, I'm just not putting my kid through that. Like, you're already going to have to go through enough heat. Like, it's bad enough. And not only you as a kid, but us as a family, we have to go through enough heat now. I'm not putting your face out there like that, because now some dude like me on the internet's going to do a show about you.
And you know what's crazy, right? Someone just pointed something. Chocolate Bunny just said she's doing it for clout. Her mama's not on camera. You know what's funny about that? The reason why she's putting the daughter out there is because she know that niggas ain't gonna go punch the daughter's face in, but the mother, niggas will punch her face right through a wall. And so she hiding, putting the daughter out there like, look at the innocent face of who did it.
Hiding behind the children again.
Hiding behind the children, bro. Because she knows that motherfuckers will uppercut her in a heartbeat.
Bruh. I didn't even
Wicked,
catch that.
bro.
I didn't even catch that. That's a good eye right there. I didn't even catch that one. She is because her face was kind of on the camera, but
Here's
not.
an update, y'all. I want y'all to meet Kamira.
The daughter is like front center for real. Mom off on the side.
Yeah, I'm telling you, and look at how, but yo, it's a weird like exposing / humanizing. I want y'all to meet Kamira. Look at this innocent child.
Well, the fact that you're doing this to your daughter, I feel like you are victimizing your daughter after the fact now. It is humanizing on that level. That's why the first thing I said was like, no, you just don't do this to your kid. Like, things are bad enough. She's going to have to suffer whatever the consequences already are. That's kind of, set in the future stone. But now it's like you're putting your kid, like, this is not how you punish your children. Like, stop. I thought punishments were a family thing in-house. You don't punish your children for the world to see just because. I hate the internet sometimes.
Yo, listen. The only thing mom is hoping for is to get some sort of lawsuit out of this somehow.
I don't even know if that's in play. That's such a reach, bro.
Listen.
Not you saying it, but just even if she would think something like that, because all kind of things are possible, but that is just a reach.
No, I agree, right? But look, as soon as we could get to the white supremacy angle, right? They're gonna take it to get the lawsuit, right?
Bro, I'm looking for a white person to blame, man. It's like 3, 2, 1. A white person is gonna enter the story at some point and make it all make sense. Because how do you extract justice from a bunch of black children?
Bro, have you heard Brandon Johnson speak out yet?
I did cover him a little bit. He did speak on it lightly, but you know what politicians say. We're heartbroken and we're deeply disappointed. Yada yada yada.
And he didn't blame Trump or white supremacy.
He couldn't.
He's got a good ear for it.
The closest it actually came was that one guy on Fox News who was like, "We need more money for community programs or whatever." That's about as close as it ever came, and that's not even close to tell you the truth.
Dude, aren't these kids in school in every grade worth about fucking 30,000? Excuse me, worth about 30,000 a piece, and we're still talking about we need more money.
And Chicago, maybe even more. Like, there was a whole scandal with Chicago schools recently. They were spending money, going on vacations or whatever. Like, the whole Chicago school thing is like a scam, bro. And it's not even just Chicago. Yeah, it's a lot of schools, really.
Yeah, it's all the public schools, bro. They're all scammed.
And especially if it's in like a heavily black district.
Oh yeah,
because it's I'm not even trying to make it like a racial thing per se, but there is so much corruption where black people run shit. You would be shocked, bro.
No, I know what's going on. But listen, man, like I said, bro, aren't they like worth 30,000 a kid? What we need to get up to 100,000 a kid for these kids to all of a sudden learn manners and like be good for society? Like 30,000 a kid doesn't make you any better.
And this is the problem. Like, it's such an intimate problem to attempt to solve because it would require you effectively having a presence in the home. Like, as a government attempting to solve a problem like this, you would have to like have some type of like social policy in place to try to mitigate this kind of thing. And that would totally like go against the whole element of freedom and our notions of, being a free American and all that. But it's like, bro, we can't have this anymore. Let me finish this video.
Happy.
It's okay,
I was happy for everything that I did. And I was just being a follower, following everybody who don't even got nothing that I got.
Another kid in the
And
background.
I apologize for everything because I wouldn't want to be in that situation. And I feel bad.
So far, that's 2 moms putting their children on blast and no fathers in the background. Just in case you're keeping score, I know some of you got your notepads out.
Because
it's okay.
I gotta go through so much. I wish I would never did what I did.
Do you have anything to say? I think her name is Shauna.
I was a bit. People think.
Did they apologize? Did you hear an apology in there?
Something like that.
No. Did you hear an apology, bro?
She said, "I wish I'd have never done what I did," but I don't know if she said I'm sorry. I don't know if the words "I'm sorry" exactly were said, but you know,
I hate to do it. Right? But listen, what? First of all, there were no tears really coming down.
No tears.
But what did Jesse Lee Peterson say? If they crying,
they lying. God.
And I hate to do it to the little girl.
Oh man, like I said, this is why you don't put the kids out there. Now the kids getting dragged on top of everything else.
Nah. I'm done, bro. I'm done.
It was bad enough. Studio Ryu, welcome to the show, bro. Any thoughts to add to this whole debacle in Chicago? Do you have Chicago fatigue, by the way?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Do I have Chicago fatigue? Let me tell you something off top. For some people that know me, and hello to everybody. I guess I don't know my etiquette in these newfangled ways because I'm in my 50s right about now, right?
No, you're good. Jump right in.
No, I no, seriously though, because I've jumped on these panels and I get these young bucks be like, who the fuck is this nigga? I'm like, yo, you weren't even conceived before I was noticing a lot of this crap going on in the Chicagoland area. If I must say, I am from Gary, Indiana. I grew up there. My family's there. I grew up around WGN, right? So I've seen this stuff kind of, I don't know, come to its current fruition in a real time. And I'm disgusted by it, right? Some people would say, oh, well, you know, because I've quote unquote divested, if you will, if that is even a term for a quote unquote black man, then, you know, I have nothing to say. Bullshit, right? Because I remember having to go to the freaking local corner store with a note in my pocket to get a pack of smokes back then. All right. Harrison, 524 Harrison, right? That's where I grew up over there, and Gary. So I think I do have a stake in this, and it disgusts me. And it always has disgusted me, right? I'm calling in. I had to run an errand, so I missed a lot of your live streams. So again, I'll bow out because I don't know what the current conversation is going at, but I do have a conversation in this, right? Because I grew up in the Gary schools, and then I went to Bloomington, Indiana, countrified next to Kentucky, and everything was cool in the gang. I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't, you know, them YGs, I couldn't shake them off me. But up north, Gary, Chicago, I was you talk too proper, and I got stories, right? I got stories. So let me just preface my introduction with that. Please, Hood, you can prompt me, or any people, other people that on the channel, please prompt me. But yeah, I listen in from time to time, so forgive me for my rude, but this does hit home for me, and I think it should hit home for everybody in the United States. So that's all I have to say right now, right?
My bad. No, I was going through other videos. Hold on. I was over here on TikTok seeing if I could dig up some more. They don't really have much else interesting on TikTok, but actually no, there is this one other thing. Let me share this with you guys. So apparently they found the home of one of the kids that jumped the mom, and so now the people just sort of showed up outside the home, street justice as they call it. Which I'm asking, like, what is it that you want to happen to these kids? Like, what is it that we're
Yes,
calling
they
these
said
updates here?
they said that the mama been kicked out, the mama been squatting in the buildings. Not the mama that got jumped on, but the parents of the little boy. They say the boys and the other girl. They say the mama 30 years old with 5 kids, and this been happening. They like the summer been peaceful. The whole summer was peaceful until they brought their ass back over here, and the mama and grandma in squad. And they said they burnt the grandma house on fire. The grandma used to stay in one of these, so they said the grandma. They was smoking in the house and burnt the grandma house. So they put the grandma, try to put the grandma out, and then they been put the mama out. So the mama been over here in these apartments squatting. So it's a sad situation, but it's no kids. She 30. They say she 30 with 5 kids. Like it's too many resources out here for you to be, allowing your kids to live the way you live. They say the house nasty and everything. One of the ladies also said that she opened her house up to the kids over here if they need like ranch, hot sauce, they hungry, whatever. Her husband mentor the kids, but she started.
What the hell did she just say about ranch and hot sauce? See, this is niggas in the hood. Oh my God. Let me run this back a little bit.
Allow your kids to live the way you live. They say the house nasty and everything. One of the ladies also said that she opened her house up to the kids over here if they need like ranch, hot sauce, they hungry.
If they need ranch or hot sauce, bro. What are we even doing? What are we doing? Oh my God. The kid's hungry. Let me give them ranch dressing. Oh my God. The kids need to eat. Here, take this hot sauce. What are we doing? What are you even talking about? Lord, help me.
You know a lot of this.
Well, in Hood, I have to ask, brother. I mean, you're from what I understand after listening to you for these years, you're from the East Coast, correct?
Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn.
Yes, sir. It's a completely different culture out here in the Midwest, right? Let alone out west, let alone down south. But here in the Midwest, in Chicago, I mean, it is Chicagoland area, and right now I'm in Minnesota, and that's a whole nother conversation. Because a lot of them people moved up here in the early mid 80s. We were one of them, unfortunately. So therefore, I'm seeing this culture of like, what, you move here, but what are you moving from? And again, this is a nice, great, lily white area, and nobody's lynching you, and they're no good, and it's just great. And there was a time where everything was in balance, bro. It was, but there was always that law enforcement officer that they had to demonize, that was trying to keep them YNs in check, because it was coming up here with that BS. So I see it over a certain timeline, and now here we go. In the middle of South, if I got it correctly, in the middle of Southside Chicago, and it's like, oh, are you kidding me, right? I mean, and I lived that life, just so you know, right? But as I put in the chat, when The Last Dragon came out, that movie, Timac and Show Enough and all that messed me up, bro. Trust me, because I was that guy. People didn't really mess with me because I was always that guy on recess. So I kind of avoided a lot of that just by proxy. But I saw it as just like, why are y'all just beating up on each other? What the hell is this? And nowadays, a lot of kids don't have, again, because there's no fathers in the home. There's no male figures in the home, no masculine entities in the home to say, hey, stand up for yourself, or let me show up at the school, or let me, give you some backbone on how you deal with this and how you deal with that. And, now these women are getting attacked with their children, which disgusts me to my core, right? And I'm glad that they're kind of outraged. I'm glad, but it shouldn't have never gotten to this point. I'm gonna be quiet, but I do have another anecdote, if I may share later.
All right, hold on a minute. American Man, you were about to jump in there.
Yeah, I just want to point something out. I just got a quick question. Hood, you from the top or the bottom of the fort?
First side.
Okay. One thing I've noticed, right, with the whole there's no food, hot sauce, ranch, and all of that. One thing I noticed is that a lot of this struggle and so-called struggle love, it seems to be put upon Black children by their mammies. It's not something that they generally have to go through. It's sort of like this rite of passage of Blackness from Black women, where they'll like have kids struggle purposely just to like live out the color purple. Like it's really weird. Like most kids do not have to struggle. I don't know, dude. Like a lot of it, when I start to look at it, it's like, sure, there's some kids that like actually have to struggle, but a lot of it is put upon them by their, I don't know, man, by their mother. Like, because again, right, this idea that just fathers are just walking away and like, I mean, the government's spending billions every year to house and feed these people. So like, if you're being housed and fed, how are you constantly struggling? Right? It's weird, bro. Like a lot of it's self-imposed is what I'm saying. And they impose that on their children.
Well, this is what's really in the background of this whole story is just like the neighborhood and the culture of single moms in Chicago here. Like I want to play this next video for you guys.
Update. So one of the kids who participated in the beating of this Chicago mother in front of her kids and also turned to beat her kids took to Facebook Live with her family to apologize. Get comfortable.
So this is an update, y'all. I want y'all to meet Kamira.
It's a better video. Okay.
She is one of the children that was a part of the fight at OT Bright School on yesterday. We're just coming live so she can say her piece.
Actually, we're gonna go with this one. This is a little bit better.
Uh-oh. This your dog? Hey, oh, hey, she finna go on live. Oh, you're letting on live.
All she really had to do was come online and say,
it's actually okay if they don't click in, okay? Oh. Okay. It's okay. Okay, so this is an update, y'all. I want y'all to meet Kamira. She is one of the children that was a part of the fight at OT Bright School on yesterday. We're just coming live so she can say her piece and take accountability. I won't say too much. And please, anyone that decides to say anything, keep it respectful. This is the child.
Hey, my name is Kamira Grant, and I was wrong for everything.
It's okay,
I was wrong for everything that I did. And I was just being a follower, following everybody who don't even got nothing that I got. And I apologize for everything because
Yo, did you low key peep how she threw the other kids under the bus?
and
Yeah.
I feel bad because
it's okay.
I gotta go through so much.
So I gotta go through so much. Hold on.
I caught that.
Hold on now. Hold up now. You said I feel bad because I got to go through so much.
Nah,
I
that
told you,
little
bro,
chick
no
ain't
real
got, nah,
apology.
she ain't gone through nothing.
I told you, bro, no real apology. It's just I'm the victim because I got caught doing this, and now it's hard on me.
Yeah, kids.
But I don't even blame the child, right? That's essentially what she learned from the mother. And so again, right? I think the mother needs to have her ass whipped. In all honesty,
Somebody needs to be flogged by the state.
Facts.
You know, absolutely, American man. I mean, that's just where it is. I mean, I don't when in my neighborhood where I live right now, when you got these wayward dogs, I don't blame the dog. I don't blame the species of dog. I blame the owners, right? They just didn't train them properly, if you will.
Do you have anything to say? I think her name is Shauna.
I was a bit. People think. Oh, puppy. Somebody on my. Oh, puppy. I'm a different person than that.
Hey, everybody, click in.
You ready to say this to people? Are y'all in there? Hi, what dog? This your dog? Hey, oh, hey, how you going? You let me off. She finna go on live. Oh, you're letting on live.
Let's see if people can. It's actually.
I think it just started over. I think I got another one here. This is a different kid. He made the news apologizing. Wait, where did it go?
You want to know what I noticed, Hood? Right, and this is the stuff that like no one wants to talk about. So at one point, right, I had done some moving and blah blah blah, and I accidentally put my daughter in the wrong school. Right now, now most of my daughter's life, she's gone to school with mixed children because we've lived in neighborhoods because I just refuse to have my daughters in all black neighborhoods. Like I don't care who don't like that. Go fuck yourself. You niggas are detrimental to society. So I ended up putting my daughter in an all black school. You know, that was the worst time in her life. The worst time. It wasn't white supremacy. There were no Klansmen coming around. It was black kids and white kids and Hispanic kids, and she never had a problem, never got bullied. Soon as she went to school, to an all black school, that's when it all started happening.
You know the thing is, by having her at a young age around such a mixed environment with different energies like that, you already ruined her from the black experience in that sense, right? So now that she's in the black school at this stage, it's hard to fit in, and you almost don't even want to fit in because these other kids are like animals in a lot of ways. So it's like, ew, right? And so now it's like she's destined to never even be one of them, so to speak. And which is, it's a good thing she's not one of them, but like because I relate to that same kind of experience. I remember like when I was in middle school, that's when I hit the inner city really for the first time. And it was like, oh, damn, I guess I got to fight these niggas now. And so like, that's just the way it is, bro. And it's like, I don't know. I can't relate to it from a girl perspective because, girls don't really have that fight your way to the top. It's not quite the same for girls. You know what I mean? It's a different type of vibe, but I understand totally. It's just like once you're kind of like, you get that young impression of like suburban mixed middle class culture, it's hard to really be in the urban environment and be comfortable. You have to relearn how to be.
But the whole but the whole exchange was weird, right? Because because I work a lot. So like I'm calling the school and I'm trying to talk to the principal, and them dumb hoes avoiding me. And then at one point, I'm just like, yo, tell the principal I'm gonna be up there tomorrow morning. What do you think happened?
Got a phone call, probably.
I sure did.
Yeah, that's how that
Sure
goes.
did. And I was just like, wow, you like, you could have like just spoken to me the first time. Like, as soon as I tell you I'm gonna be there, all of a sudden you, oh no, yeah, I'm here. And after that, and I told the principal, I'm like, yo, if we don't get this worked out, like, I'm gonna be up there.
Have you noticed?
Work it out.
Have you noticed? It's almost like they've like filtered men out of the parenting institution in a lot of ways, like the hospital. Like when your baby's born, there's almost a weird thing with the baby. Like, is everything fine?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You have to shoulder your way into it,
bro.
Right?
Do you know?
Because I cut my daughter's umbilical cord. Right?
Do you know what?
Wait, hold on one time.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, finish what you were saying, Studio. And I'm gonna give it back.
You know, but it was just sort of like I had, because of the way I was raised, I have always been raising kids, right? Younger than me, looking after kids younger than me. And then all of a sudden when I have my own, it's like these I'm going to be polite on your show, but these female nurses or whatever want to try to shoulder me out of the way as if I know nothing about midwifery. Right? You know, I mean, I've had access to women a long time, being in the club scene. She chose to be impregnated by me. I chose to impregnate by one, and I'm like, okay, I know how this is gonna work. And all of a sudden, you're gonna try to shuffle me out of the freaking delivery room. And again, once you put some bass in your voice, here come that nigga with a badge want to try to push you down.
I'm telling you, schools and hospitals, I noticed they have this weird energy about fathers in there.
sir.
American Man, you were about to say something too, and I want to get to this clip.
I'm sorry about that.
No,
you're
American Man.
absolutely correct, Hood, because here's the thing, right? I remember when both of my daughters was being born, I was there. And I remember, like, which I don't think people realize certain things about like epidurals and all of that. If you pay attention, like that just leads to a C-section, which makes more money for the hospital. But put that aside. I remember the nurses were getting frustrated because when you're a father and you're there, the state has less control and they have to go based on what the fathers say. I don't think people understand actually how that works, because you actually have to be there to experience it.
And
when
they
the
almost
mothers
fight you in that position, like they want you out of the way.
Yes. I don't think people understand when mothers are in a hospital alone, the state and the nurses just run everything to benefit the hospital. Again, right? I'm going to say it again. How did the epidural that numb you also allow you to push a baby out?
Right. That's a good point.
That's not possible. And so that's when you get to the C-section, which begins to make the hospital more money.
Yep.
But you know, what do I know?
Look, listen, this is a totally different element of it, but I noticed this a long time ago when I was young. The fact that you let's say you have Medicaid, Medicare, one of these guarantee you government payments. I noticed this when you go to a doctor's office, they almost always find another reason to ask you to come back, because every visit is a paycheck for them, and it's just like a wasted day for you.
Facts.
Bro, they really got the game on lock when you think about it. But anyway, enough medical secrets. Let me get to this last kid.
Let me interject, Hood.
Go ahead.
I'm an herbalist, bro. You know I got another moniker.
Right.
I went to see my primary care recently, and I'm healing myself with herbs that I know how to harvest and use. And she had nothing to say. And that's what they do not want you to know. However, I don't want to get your channel shut down, so I will not divulge any of that.
Nah, I'm
But
telling you, bro, they got a racket going,
they don't
man.
want that, bro.
I want to apologize to the lady and her son and the city of Chicago because my mama said she not riding with me. I'm just a kid, so
This is some AI. My bad. This is some AI. This ain't no way that's real.
sorry. I want to apologize to the lady and her son and the city of Chicago because my mama said she not riding with me. I'm just a kid, so sorry.
That's how that lady in the video was, though. No bullshit. Hold up. That's how this girl was right here. She was just like that.
You know the whole.
Oh God.
They were looking for you, right?
Yeah, I see that in her
You
eye.
and your little friends.
She be
Because you was
whooping the fuck
grown
out
yesterday.
of kids.
You were grown. And you was going to jump somebody. So now they looking for you. You know that, right? You know I'm not helping you, right? You know the whole.
Might have to
city
make
of
another
Chicago
one,
looking
baby.
for you.
He be all right, though. He be back in a few years. Man.
Well, if I may, let me, and again, I'm gonna give some anecdotal, just an anecdotal point of view, a little bit. Again, and this is going to be very specific to the demographic of what we're talking about. This happened in Chicago. I grew up part of my life outside, the outskirts of Chicago, whatever, the suburb of Chicago, whatever you want to call it. And we moved out here to Minnesota. And let's just put it this way. And I tried to say this before, but I got my first knife fight over some weed that I didn't smoke at 17 years old because my mother got gypped because she didn't know the difference between oregano and regular weed. I'm like, I knew the difference, but I'm like, I don't smoke your shit. Why are you putting me in that kind of bullshit? Is the question that I always asked. You see?
That was dark.
Dude, I got more stories. That's
Yo,
just
that
one.
shit. That was dark. Knife fight.
That's just one.
It's like the Michael Jackson bad video.
I again, Hood, you've seen some of my other videos on some of my other channels, dude. That was out, and again, I'm looking at my own mother. I'm like, why the fuck am I dancing in the street with a Negro 3 times my age over some weed that you purchased that I don't smoke? Mm-hmm.
Did you
ask that question?
I want you guys to notice something about what the young Grinch there said, right? Because I think there's a lot missed in that 10 to 15 second clip. The young kid said, "My mama not riding with it."
I'm pretty sure it was AI though. So let's not make too many.
Okay.
Let's not pontificate too deeply on the AI clip. I'm almost positive that was the AI clip. Like if that kid had said that on the news, then I stand corrected. But that was wild. I couldn't believe that was the real clip. I'm gonna assume AI. Oh, here's another clip. That's what I was looking for. I thought I had this one earlier because apparently the community was showing up outside of the residence of some of the kids' homes here.
Yet AI is picking up on it. And American Man, you really have to.
Hold on.
Terry talking about they keep kicking her off the steps. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm gonna bring her back up here.
Now, and here's the thing, like on the one hand, since we were talking about like the community being shamed of its, general reputation and occasional behaviors or whatever, I like the fact that people are upset about this enough that they think something should happen. But now that we're at this point, you gotta, and this is where, cooler heads have to prevail. What is it you want to do to these kids? I'm just, what is it? You want to beat the kids up? You want to lynch the kids? You want to form a posse for children?
No, I can answer the question, right? You have to lynch one of the mothers.
Yeah, there's always that. We did discuss that earlier, didn't we?
Dead ass. Like it
Hey,
has to
man.
happen, right? And it has to happen publicly.
People want blood. People want blood. In situations like this, people want blood, though. That's really how it is.
And once that happens publicly, a lot of phones will be ringing, and they're gonna be like, "Jermaine, come get this little nigga right now." I'm telling you.
Oh, let's hear from the elderly here. She's seen enough.
Excellent.
Yeah. Mace.
Who got sprayed?
Them boys. They say they jumped on a lot of people up in here. About
those same group of kids?
Yep.
Well, they've been just going around tearing rags in the place, huh?
I was in the door looking at it.
What?
But that girl stayed. She jumping on a woman, stomping her in the stomach. She don't need to be out in society.
No.
That mama just don't care. She don't. She don't. You lock the loaded. You lock the loaded. You lock the loaded. You got your pew pew. You need a pew pew.
You sure do, Granny.
Make sure you
And
just
everywhere, anytime they set that woman on fire on the blue line.
Yeah, they just did that last night.
That was just last night.
They set
That
her woman on
happened.
fire on the blue line.
Oh no.
They set her on fire.
They set her on fire.
She's in Cook County Hospital.
Jesus, that's crazy.
Yeah, these kids out of control out here in Chicago, y'all. They are out of control.
They've been out of control.
Those yo kids, though. The I don't need no man generation.
Hey,
You know what's ironic about all of that?
dude,
You know what's ironic?
I'm a
about
product
all
of that, right? The only difference is that the extended family that I had were solidly built within the steel mill industry in Gary, Indiana, back in the 70s and 80s. So whenever my mother wanted to, had to do her thing, whatever the fuck, I could be dropped off at my grandmother's house, my great grandmother's house, or my great aunt's house. And in any of those structures, there was a man doing some shit that I was interested in. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's another man doing some bullshit. I mean, seriously. So that is where I come from, at least from the state of affairs. But am I aware of the fuck shit? Yes. Because, my mother was doing the fuck shit on the side. I'm thinking, like I said, I mentioned it. I'm going to go back to it. I'm like, why are you going to drag me out for your dub bag of weed that you just got gypped for? You should know better. I don't even do this shit, but I know better because I've watched you do it all the time. You see? But that's them. And so now I'm dancing on the street with a motherfucker. Right? And again, I will say this again. It's not the first time that happened back then when I decided to say, nah, I'm good. I gotta go. I'm 18. I'm out. 18.
How dare you say that we are not interested in families in the Black community?
Studio, the thing is, so many times, you get called out. The famous question, who hurt you? People talk about these things on the panels in the ministry. And it's like, bro, it ain't even always about the romantic element of things. Like, you have no idea how deep these things go. I want to kick it to American Man real quick, because we're running out of time. I got to get out of here. So, American Man, you're about to say something.
Well, the irony of all of this is that they'll tell you all the instances where these children have terrorized, right? And as soon as someone actually put these children on their ass via fist or bullet or whatever, there'll be these same people, all these same people will be marching in the street telling us how they were all great, good children and didn't deserve this. And somehow white supremacy did this to them. Yes, that is the foolishness of all of these Negroes.
This is why I refuse to toe the line, bro, because I've seen it up close for too long. I've been in it intimately. I know how it is. So, I'm just not going to let y'all gas me up, bro. But I'm gonna play this last video. They went to one of the kids' mother house who jumped on the lady in Chicago.
Look, kids, this shit been going on. This shit been going on. Yes, they said that the mama been kicked out. The mama been squatting in the buildings. Not the mama that got jumped on, but the parents of the little boy. They say the boys and the other girl. They say the mama 30 years old with 5 kids, and this been happening. They like the summer been peaceful. The whole summer was peaceful until they brought their ass back over here. And the mamas and grandma been squatting. They said they burnt the grandma house on fire. The grandma used to stay in one of these. So they said the grandma, they was smoking in the house and burnt the grandma house out. So you know they trying to put the grandma out. And then they been put the mama out. So the mama been over here in these apartments squatting. So it's a sad situation, but get your kids. She 30. They say she 30 with 5 kids. Like it's too many resources out here for you to be, allowing your kids to live the way you live. They say the house nasty and everything. One of the ladies also said that she opened her house up to the kids over here if they need like ranch hot sauce, they hungry, whatever. Her husband mentor the kids, but she stopped letting them come because one of the daughters is disrespectful and she's 12 years old, and the mama just be out here drunk, high, popping pills, all type of stuff. So they really, it's a sad situation because they've been squatting. 30 with 5 kids, it's resources out here. You need to just shit.
What you're hearing,
Mama
guys.
just don't care. Mama 30 years old with 5 kids, and they said the mama be outside drunk, high, popping pills. They even said that the mama, one of the little boys robbed the library lady. So how the video originally got out is because the girl that I was just walking with, she live over here and her kids go to this school. She said the little kids came to her house and told her husband, like, look at this video. And they had the lady phone and they was trying to do something with, try to sell the lady phone, talking about something. I need me a car. He was like, I'm gonna post a video and make y'all dumb ass go viral. So that's how the video got viral, because they thought they was being funny, but they went viral.
Thank you to our local Chicago Big Back reporter. Thank you very much. You've done a great service. Listen, you can hear the big backery happening as you report the news. Hood, did you not hear it, sir? The way she was breathing and talking, big backery. You can hear it.
Oh, you can definitely hear it
right now.
Oh, hold on. We got Black Socrates on the panel. I want to get to you real quick because we're going to shut this down in a few more minutes. What's going on, bro?
Hey, how's everyone doing? Yeah.
Oh, crazy muffled, bro. You underwater or something? You gotta.
Hold on. How about now?
Okay, yeah, better.
All right. Yeah, I'm not sure why everyone is even surprised. This is predictable. If you take a situation where you take a whole bunch of dysfunctional people, put them together, take away standards, take away male authority, take away patriarchy, take away values, what do you expect to happen? I'm surprised this doesn't happen more often. And it probably does. We just don't know about it.
I think it happens everywhere. I just think that when it is exposed upon the same populace, they don't recognize their own selves, right?
What do you mean by that?
They will expose it to others to say, hey, on one point, hey, look at the downtrodden. We need to help these people. And then on the other side, there may be, these people are just the dregs of society, blah, 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 blah. But either way, those same people, when they see themselves, do not recognize themselves. I think it is just sort of like, I can't, I'm not a psychologist, but I think it's a self-narcissistic thing. Oh, this is cool, blah, 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 blah. So that is, my point of view, and that's what makes me frustrated as well.
That's why when I get on these panels, people talk, like, especially when we have like these black-white conversations, like the black fatigue thing, and people act as if Black folk have done absolutely nothing to tarnish their reputation and their general ethnic standing. And it's like, bro, come on, are we really being serious?
What exactly did Black people ever do?
What did we do for white people to hate us so much?
Like, I'm genuinely asking, what did we ever do to deserve anti-Blackness in every single community?
And now we're out here screaming no justice, no peace for a bunch of Black children. I mean, at some point, it's like, bro, can we just drop the act?
Well, in Hood, man.
Hold on, Fact Socrates. I want to get you in there real quick. What's going on?
Sorry.
Yeah. I hear you. I'm from Brooklyn as well. You know, I grew up from Brooklyn, the 80s, 90s, aughts, etc. And I don't know what's not to be understood regarding the elements in the hood. I don't know what people are expecting to see. I learned from a long time ago when I was a teenager that this is a dead end. The best thing you can do is get out. And if you don't get out, prepare for dysfunction, prepare for nothing to make sense. Prepare for trying to help and get robbed. Like, for instance, I knew a pastor who had a basketball league that he tried to do, a free basketball league. What did they do? Steal the basketballs, even though everything was free. I've seen people try to do things and get shot, try to do things and get robbed. And I'm like, what's the point? This and it's historical. When you study history and you realize after World War II, when a lot of young men died, so there weren't a lot of fathers, what happened? A lot of teens started acting up. And then they started making laws to try to curtail this. That's why they started banning comic books. This is not new. Everyone knows, if they study the history, that if you have a situation where you have no structure and dysfunction, whether it's white in Appalachia, whether it's Black in the South, you're always going to have the same tendencies. It's predictable. Drug use, high incarceration, fighting, not going to school, all the above. Women getting pregnant, acting stupid, regardless of the race, whether it's the Polynesians in the West Coast, whether it's the Cambodians or Vietnamese and other places in America, whether it's white people in Appalachia or the Rust Belt or Black people in inner city. It's all the same.
Because of like current political realities, it'll never be addressed in this way. No politician can ever honestly say fatherhood is the cure for this, right? They'll try to come up with other terms maybe to try to cushion, the problem and help it along from the edges, but they'll never just directly say this problem is a direct result because lack of fathers in the home. Other people can say that, but as a matter of law and policy, elected officials won't ever touch that third rail.
Yeah, because being an elected official is about lying to get in office and promising things that you can never do and then blaming someone. That's what politics do now. And Robert Henderson, who's a researcher from Yale who grew up as an orphan, he said it also, that the reason his life was filled with dysfunction is because he was an orphan and his mother was a crackhead. And I think a lot of conservatives who are minorities, they'll tell you they had backgrounds where they witnessed this firsthand and said, yeah, I didn't have a stable household. No one in my neighborhood had a stable household. And it's predictable outcomes. And what frustrates me is anyone who just takes, if you don't believe me, take a trip to the hood and just watch, hang around, get to know people, and you will see firsthand that these people are dysfunctional. Like I give you a prime example. Look at Section 8. And this is something about socialism that gets me upset. People, like, if you give people enough money, according to Karl Marx, if you give them a subsistence, they'll become philosophers, they'll become intellectuals, they'll become artists, they'll become creatives. I said, all right, real experiment. New York City Housing Authority, NYCHA projects. These people get either subsidized rent or free rent, and they get SNAP. So they have food and they have free housing. Do they become scholars? Do they become researchers? Do they become artists? Do they even hustle on the side off the books and stack money, which would be easy for them since they're not paying for anything? No. Instead, they spend the time.
Less than 2% would hit those high levels of anything.
What do you mean?
Like those high levels of achievement, most don't even come close.
Achievement, all you got to do is become a barber and make money off the books while you're living on Section 8 and stack your paper. You could, like, the amount of money they could make if they just had a little bit of ambition is ridiculous. But of course, what they're spending time doing, drama. The most drama is in the projects. Go ahead.
Money can't give you ambition. And the other side of it is the lack of money can only create so much ambition, because then it's a matter of like application and all that too. But there is like a kind of sweet spot. Like I'm not saying you totally remove every element of the social safety net, but I'd probably remove a lot of it, you know?
I'm not saying to remove the social net per se. What I am saying is that this notion that if you just give people stuff, it's going to awaken in them this structure or aptitude or value system is not true. That's what I'm saying. That there've been many studies. They've been with Native Americans, UBI studies, lottery winners. The results are always the same. They end up with less money or more damage than they did before they had any money injected into them. And this is a fact. Look it up.
We're gonna wrap this up real quick. Studio, you were gonna say something here before we go shut this down?
Oh, my good sir, thank you for having me on, man. No, what I've kind of low-key been monitoring this. And again, like I mentioned, anecdotally, I've experienced, such things, oh, let me take you to a fight, blah, 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 blah. And maybe you survive, maybe you do not. And again, me personally, it's like, where's my daddy? I'm like, why the fuck am I going to a fight that's not my fight? I think that, yes, the solution is yes, shut it all down. It has to be. And again, I've raised a daughter, mind you, and it's just, if anything like that similar ever had happened, yes, I guess I'm going to jail. And the security officer at that school knew me. She went to a Chinese immersion school, so he knew me because I'm the only black dude, quote unquote black dude, showing up that speaks Chinese too. And it's just like, okay, what's going on? What y'all doing? Da, da, da. So, at the end of the day, but I grew up in that environment. So it's just like, nah, shut it down. And it just needs to go. And men, those of us, either need to get the fuck out or shut it down. That's my personal point of view. I'm out.
Well,
American man.
Yeah, let me point this out real quick, right? They've been giving people so-called quote unquote resources for years, and it's only gotten worse. That's number one. Well, but also, Hood, it just came to me, right? When you think about why they have such a stronghold on the hospitals and the schools, because all that is the beginning of sending your children to the jail or to the welfare system. If you're the women, if you're the males, it's the jail. If it's the girls, it's the welfare system, right? The hospital to the schools, all that is the beginning of it. If men intervene in all of that begins to collapse. And so that's why they do everything they can to keep men out of there as much as possible. Because that's essentially where it all starts.
Yeah. I don't know how you get it fixed back from here, but that's kind of the game, right? They've been systematically removing men from the family life, and so we're kind of just now societally seeing the real brunt of it all. You thought like that 70s and the early 80s was bad. That was back when people remembered how to behave. Now all the elements of like behavior have been kind of bred out. We don't have, not even elements, like the patterns of behavior have been kind of bred out. So we don't even have like the world that Big Mama used to know. All that shit's gone. It really is going to become Lord of the Flies out here.
Well, I'm going to bring it back because this is what I do, because of my background. And I had to check some young bucks last weekend, I actually a couple of months ago, and I could feel it. They were just my track record in the club scene. I'm able to read people's body language and yada, yada, yada. And these young bucks, I was sitting there with my girl. We're doing a little pop-up shop in a local mall. It's a big mall. And these young bucks wanted to invade my space. And all I had to do was point a finger at them and just let them know. It's like, no. And that it's just like a dog. No. And they shut the fuck down. They went away. And that's what's not happening in these schools or with their parents. That's a personal anecdote that's very recent, FYI.
It's gonna solve itself out. And what I find ironic is that this happened in 1970s and 80s when the warring courts and the rise of criminology became a mainstay, and they wanted to reduce crime or punishable crimes, and rehabilitate criminals. What happened? Crime skyrocketed, and fast forward to the late 80s and early 90s, they just went 180% about face and say, "You guys are super predators. We know we created you. We know we actually made you, but oh well, we're still locking you up, 3-strike laws, and etc." That's what's going to happen again. The people can get tired of it, and then they're going to become schizophrenic and say, "You know what? Let's just open up more prisons and lock them up." Then they're going to do that and then complain and say we over-policed. Then we're going to be right back to where we were again. It's a cycle. I'm sorry.
Let me correct you,
I think-
sir.
Well,
I'm a
hold on.
71 kid. No, you had everybody on the block whooping your ass on the way home when you fucked up.
Well, and this is my closing remarks, right? I think black men and conservative men need to fund hoodlums punching Keisha and white liberals in the face. If we fund that campaign, we would get a lot of law changes happening. You just got to start. Just keep beating Keisha up and white liberal women up, and we'll get a lot of laws changed in this country.
The words and views of the guest on this panel are not shared by conservative and affiliated channels and stations. Listener beware.
I'm just saying, listen, the views expressed just now is that of American man and American man only. But again, right? If you
Now, mind you, some of the liberal females that I know are quite trained, so it's not going to work out. But I get where you're going. I love it.
Hey, listen, man, Keisha and the white liberal female, they got to get punched in the face a little more, right? And they will understand. You know what? It's not working.
I did a whole show a while back. The traveling sisterhood of girls who got punched in the face.
Yeah, I remember that show. Good show.
Yeah, because it was like an epidemic. Like, why are all these random white girls just getting punched in the face in New York City? Like, was there a meeting? Nobody told me. I didn't show up for. Like, what happened? Crazy times, y'all. But we're gonna shut this one down. We're gonna get out of here while it's still safe, y'all. We gotta leave now while the door's still open, man. I'm gonna catch you guys later. I'll probably be back in another couple of days with another show. But I'm about to go to work, and then I'm gonna think about how to retool this next YouTube venture we take. So I'll catch you guys later. I'll keep you updated. Be ready for another channel. We're gonna start something else brand new from scratch. We're gonna grow from there. I'm gonna keep this one. Now that this channel's monetized, I want to keep it safe and pristine in case I need to fall back on it later. You know, I can always get a couple of bucks off it here and there in the meantime, but I want to grow something else brand new. I like growing things. I like building shit. I like the build and destroy cycle. No lie. I don't even feel no way about it. I'm just going to keep going. Build and destroy. That's how it is, man. The universe just got to keep universing.
Thank you, Hood, and thank you all on the panel, brothers. I do be shadow watching and stuff like that, but I had to jump on this one just so you know. But thank you for having me. Thank you.
Appreciate your support, bro. I know you've been around for a while, man. Good to talk to you. I will catch you guys later. Like I said, be on the lookout. The church will be back. I think that's what I'm going to call the next channel. We're just going to call it the church, and we're going to go from there. You guys have a great day, y'all.
Aspiring to be patriarchs like what white men have, that isn't freedom. That isn't going to help anybody. It's certainly not going to help black people.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.
Freeman's Journal. Opinion on Thanksgiving side dishes. Cranberry is a year-round dish.